The stakes greater. Tensions are high. The lights brighter.
Turn on Friday night.
Tonight, it's Bowling Green at South Warren.
It's the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Also brought to you by the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, NCTC powered by Warren RECC, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Toyota of Bowling Green, Morgantown Bank and Trust, and Will Coker, your State Farm agent in Bowling Green.
Let's go!
Friday Night Lights.
Bowling Green and South Warren on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Now, down to the field with Ryan Murphy and Big Hamp.
It's countdown to kickoff time here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Feels like we've been at Greenwood for the first couple of weeks here, and finally we take a trip across town here to the South Warren Spartans territory. We are in Sparta as they host the Bowling Green Purples, one of the biggest rivalry games of the year, but now it looks a little bit different. South Warren moved up to 6A. Bowling Green remains in 5A, so the stakes may be just a little bit different, but the passion has not changed whatsoever. We welcome you into our countdown to kickoff coverage. Ryan Murphy here with you. And as we count down to our kickoff coverage, we've got two exclusive interviews, sit-downs with both head coaches from these historic programs, legendary head coaches with their programs. First, leading us off, we sat down with head coach Mark Spader of the Bowling Green Purples. Here's our conversation with Coach Spader. It's time for our countdown to kickoff coverage here on our Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Now joined by back-to-back 5A state champion head coach Mark Spader of the Bowling Green Purples. Coach, appreciate you sitting down with us.
Thanks for having me on.
Now, I feel like we got to kind of address the elephant in the room. 0-3. Where's your head at?
You went from back-to-back state champs to 0-3, but you know what? That's what we're living right now.
Yes.
We're in an 0-3 world. I feel like we are getting better each week, and I said to many before the season it was going to be a painful opening season, but it's just been a little more painful than what I anticipated. But proud of our kids. They're still fighting. They're still working hard, and I do see improvement.
Now, you've experienced the up and downs, of course, in your seasons with Bowling Green, especially since, not even just since you've been head coach, but in the years before that. What has it been like addressing the challenges through these first couple of weeks, and how have your guys addressed these challenges?
Well, the players have handled it well, so that's made it a little easier. If you begin to lose your team, or they're losing focus, or the negativity is seeping in, it becomes tough. But so far, our kids are believers in what we're doing. They know that victory was right in our grasp last week, and they now know that we're traveling across town to their hated rivals. And what a better way to get on a winning track than if we could pull together a win against South Warren.
Now, you've already mentioned it. I mean, it's a rivalry that has been pretty intense over the last couple of years since you guys started playing each other. 2017, I believe, has been since you guys have been playing each other. It's a little different now, though. Not in the same class, not in the same district, so it doesn't necessarily play into postseason effects as much. But it's not that necessarily that hard to rile your guys up this week, as you've mentioned.
Well, it's two great programs in the same city. If you look at the span of those years, the state champion usually came out of this district during that time. So we've driven each other over those years. There's still that rivalry there. There's still bragging rights. And there's still a lot of back and forth between our players. So, I expect a big crowd and a lot of energy. And, how special is that? Not everybody gets to play in games like that, so that makes it that much more special.
Now, unfortunately, you guys went down with Trevi in week number 1, and I know that was kind of a big hit for you guys. You've given him a lot of praise, saying that this was the year that he was going to prove everybody that he's a Mr. Kentucky football candidate, and something that we've all seen over the last couple of years. He's very much capable of that. What's his condition like currently, and when can we hopefully expect him back on the field?
Well, Trevi is working hard behind the scenes, going through his PT. And, he's going to have follow-ups with the doctors. The great news is we are going to get him back. It's just that unknown of when will that be. So we're being patient, and we really don't have a choice. Other people have stepped up, and we're moving along, which it was going to be a work in progress anyways. And we look forward to him returning. He's here every day with us. He's on the sideline. He's at our games, a very positive part of our team. He's a special person. He's a senior. He wants great success for this team, and he's biting at the bit to get back out there.
Now, on that note, you've also had a shift in a lot of different positions. You graduated a lot of guys. Deuce Bailey, most notably, so you've had to go through a shift in quarterbacks. What's that been like? Because Anthony Davis is now, I'm assuming, going to be stepping into that starting role as a freshman. What's it been like for him kind of slipping into that role through these first couple of weeks?
Well, it was a really good road trip for him. He had some ups and downs in the game, but I think for a freshman quarterback in his first start against a really good 5A opponent in Scott County on the road, he really kind of settled in there. So he'll have another baptism this week. You know, this will be the first time he's in the mix of this big rivalry game with South Warren, and I'm sure him being a freshman, they're going to want to get after him. But I know that as far as the offense goes, you know, we're putting together a plan. It's never going to be, you know, on his shoulders, but he's a playmaker and he makes plays, and other guys are elevating their game, so we'll see how that goes.
Now, you mentioned South Warren, and they've gone through a big shift in guys, too. They graduated some key players as well. How do you assess this South Warren team that's now in their first year in 6A?
They're normal South Warren. We've played them for years. They're hard-nosed. They play hard. Their defense flies around, gang tackles. Coach Smith does a great job with his offense of mixing in run and pass. A lot of motions. He creates a lot of mismatch where he gets receivers open. It's a lot like the offense we faced last week, and we got caught with our pants down a couple of times in the second half and gave up a couple of big touchdowns. So we need to learn from that moving forward in this game and hopefully make them have to drive the ball the length of the field to score points.
Now, circling back to the elephant in the room with that 0-3 start.
A lot of elephants in the room.
I know it is. But what is your message to the Purples faithful and Bowling Green fans for the rest of this season? Because we've seen that you guys are capable of getting hot at the right time, and season's not necessarily over just yet. I
don't want this to come across the wrong way, but I'm more focused on what our team and our coaches are thinking. If they have watched us over the years, they know we know what we're doing in our building. They know how our kids are going to play. Yes, it's tough to watch us open up 0-3. It's not anything anybody wished, but I can't control what happens outside of our building. As long as our players are coming in here positive every day and believing in what we're doing and believing their coaches and themselves more importantly, then I think the rest of it will work itself out. So, you know, we'll continue to work. We'll continue to evolve. We'll go out each Friday and we'll try to put our best team out there. And hopefully at the end of the season, our Purples faithful are very proud of us.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you for sitting down with us. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have our exclusive sit-down with head coach of the South Warren Spartans, Brandon Smith, right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome back to our countdown to kickoff coverage here. You just heard from Bowling Green Purple's head coach Mark Spader, and now go across town for head coach of the South Warren Spartans, Brandon Smith. Head coach, we appreciate you once again for sitting down with us back-to-back weeks. It's always good to be in Spartan country.
Yeah, appreciate you having us.
Now, undefeated start to the season, 3-0. We talked to you last week, 2-0. But I think it's something that's often overlooked when you start a season so strong is how do you keep composure in a team? Because obviously it's easy to have confidence. You want to have confidence. But how do you make sure that your team keeps the right mindset week to week?
Yeah, I think, you know, we are undefeated, but we've only played 3 games. You know, I think kind of when you get to, you know, 8-0, 9-0, then you kind of, all right, that team's undefeated. But we're so early in the season that it's, I don't really think, you know, composure is going to be an issue Friday night, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be because we're undefeated and we feel really good about ourselves. You know, we've had some definite bumps in the road. We've got a lot of things that we've got to improve on, work on, and different things are showing up each week, but that's part of where we're at in the season too. We're week 4, and there's still a lot of stuff to fix in week 4. You know.
Now, your lowest win margin has been by 10 points in those 3 wins so far. But what are the little things that you've mentioned that you've seen that need to be maybe corrected or that you'd like to see you guys pick up a little bit more as the season progresses?
Yeah, I think we're starting to understand our assignments, and there's still some mishaps here and there, but now you're starting to get to when they're comfortable knowing what to do, you start to focus on the little things. How are you doing it? Your footwork, your technique, your hands, all those type things. So there's a lot of little details that start to become the focus. And then we've still got big things like we're turning the ball over. We had an astronomical amount of penalties last week. Special teams is still figuring it out. So you got big picture ideas, and then you're focusing on the little things as well.
Now, how do your seniors on your team, we talked about it last week because you've got a lot of core young guys that are coming up in this team, but you've got a lot of returners that you can rely on, a lot of seniors, Caden York, Jake Carter, Griffin Reynolds, a couple of guys there that you can really rely on. How have they helped keep this team on track internally in the locker room?
Yeah, and I've had a couple teams like this where you have a lot of young guys playing, but then you have a core group of, and it's not a really big senior class, but they're the guys, and they're supposed to be the guys, and so you see this struggle with them of trying to get the younger ones to understand how it's supposed to look, not just Friday night, but day in, day out, Monday through Thursday, and they're doing a really good job, and they're keeping at it, and I feel like we're getting more and more that are understanding it and on board every week.
Now, we were walking in, and I know last week we talked about the upgrades to the facilities. They're continuing to do work on that now as of the time that we're doing this. But it's looking pretty good. It's looking like you guys are gonna have everything almost completed, at least when Friday gets here. What's that been like for you watching it all come together?
Yeah, I'm glad you think it's looking pretty good. I'm in panic mode right now, but we're going to play the game here on Friday. I know that much, so it might not all be done, but we're going to play a game here on Friday. But it has been a challenge because we finally got on the field, but we haven't been on the field in over a month. We got out there a little bit at the beginning of July, and then haven't been out there on it since. And it's just you're constantly moving around, adjusting to what they're working on that day. So it's definitely been a challenge. I'm very grateful for all the upgrades, but I'll be happy when it's complete too.
Now, I think one of the coolest things about this season is we talk about the rivalry with Bowling Green and how it's going to be a little bit different this year with you guys moving up to 6A, but does it just feel kind of right and like it was almost made to happen like this, where Bowling Green is going to be the ones who visit here as you guys open up with all the facility upgrades this season?
Yeah, it didn't happen by design, but yeah, you're right. If you're going to have your opening home game, why not have it? Your big rivalry in town, community. It's everybody in the community has an opinion one way or the other, so you'll have a big crowd out here, and you're right. Yeah, I think it'll be a fitting atmosphere for our first home game.
Now, the atmosphere is always electric. It feels like since you two have started playing in 5A, but it's obviously, like we mentioned, it's different this year. You all moved up to Class A, but is the energy any different at all? Because at least so far, it doesn't feel like it's almost like nothing's changed in a way.
Yeah, I think the intensity, the energy is there. Like I said, it's been this way. I think it's the best one in the state. The only thing is different and is a little bit off is the time of the year. I'm just used to this game being where it's cold outside. You're week 9, 10, you're thinking playoffs. You start to see the tunnel and the path you're going to have to take. And right now I'm still worried about us and what we've got to get done, and it's hard to even think that far ahead. So that aspect of it is the only thing to me, or I guess I should say the biggest difference between what it was and what it is now.
Now, with this Bowling Green team this year, obviously they look a little different. They're back-to-back 5A defending state champions, but they're 0-3 this year. But they're never a team that you can count out in any instance. How do you assess them with loss of some of their key players, some new guys and young guys stepping up? How do you assess them going into the game Friday night?
Yeah, I think they're in the same boat, they're figuring things out like we are, and it's just that time of year, and you see it start to come together. They've gotten better each week, and they've played really good teams. So the 0-3 is very misleading. I don't think they're an 0-3 team. I think they're a championship caliber team, and I expect that they'll probably be in the conversation when the time comes. But And they've still got a lot of good pieces left. They've still got some core guys left. Like I said, it's the same boat of you're breaking in a new quarterback, some new offensive linemen. Defensively, there's new faces, just like we are, and so it just takes a little time. It's not going to click immediately, but like I said, they're starting to figure it out.
And I think with them too, at least from the outside looking in, you may see this too. Both of your teams have always been hungry every single time you step into this game. But with this year, with them being 0-3, it feels a little different maybe for them as they're still searching for that first win. How do you tackle a 0-3 Bowling Green team that is going to come in here Friday night hungry to try to get that first win?
Yeah, I mean, I know how it's gone in the past. I don't know how it'll go this year, but I mean, when you come into the game, it's really like nothing else matters. None of the other games mattered. None of that. They're not going to give us points for having 3 wins and them not having any. So, I mean, the desire and the intensity is going to be there. I suspect it'll be the same when game time starts as it's always been.
Now, I know when we talked previously in the previous weeks, you guys have had a couple of key players go out at least briefly with injuries. How are you guys looking health-wise going into this weekend for the rest of the season?
We're probably it's gotten a little bit worse as it's gone, and they're starting to add up now where you're starting to feel it a little bit in depth, and even some key guys, but I mean that's how it goes. Everybody's dealing with the same thing. You have to really almost plan for it as a coach. You're not going to have your guys every week. You just hope that you don't lose any for the season, and knock on wood, right now we haven't lost any for the season. Everybody seems like they'll make a recovery at some point, so you just ebbs and flows, and you plug in and make it work.
Now, last thing I'll ask you, because obviously this is y'all's home opener for the season. It's a big one. It's going to be a fun rivalry game. You've already talked about how the atmosphere always is and how exciting it's going to be. What is your maybe pitch to get fans in the area to come out and watch?
It's the best game in the area. I think you can go any level. I think it's the most. I might be living, in my own little world, but I mean it's the most talked about game every year. It's the biggest one, The show and the production is there in every game. Mm-hmm. It hadn't been. Every game has been exciting. It's lived up to the hype for the most part for all of them. So. If you're going to come to any, this would be the one to come to.
Well, you guys heard him already. If there's going to be any that you come to, if you're not watching with us, this is the one that you need to come to. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll continue our countdown to kickoff coverage right here on your 7 Mountains Sports Game of the Week.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Well, we welcome you back to our countdown to kickoff coverage. We're going to take just a little step aside, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to get ourselves set up on the radio, and when we come back, we will have all of your pregame coverage from right here in Spartan Country for South Warren as they host their bitter rivals, the Bowling Green Purples, here on the 7 Mountains Sports Game of the Week. Well, it's an event unlike any other here in Bowling Green. Two teams, a newly updated stadium, and the turning of a page to an all-new chapter in these two historic teams' intense rivalry through Week 4 of the Kentucky high school football season. We welcome you into the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside Matthew Clark bringing us all the awesome shots. Our man Andy back at the studio on board. We've got Brandon Jodes down on the field. Seth, our man up top, he's going to bringing you all the game shots here this afternoon. What an exciting atmosphere it already is here at South Warren Hamp. Man, I'm blessed, second year in a row that I get to call this game, and this time, different stadium, different atmosphere, different look, different class as well for both these teams.
Oh, yeah. It looks like this game right here has come a little bit early on us. Normally, this is a little bit later in the season, but going to be a great game nonetheless, man. No matter the fact that South Warren has gone on to 6A, it's still a rivalry.
Yes, rivalry runs deep between these two teams. It's really more about bragging rights now. You can mention the RPI and how that may affect you postseason, but Hamp, it's just like you mentioned, it's not necessarily the same. These teams often felt like when they played in the regular season, and it was often the case for the last, feels like almost 10 years or so that these two teams have played nearly in 5A and in the same district, that when they played in the regular season, it would only be the first time they saw each other. They could always almost count on each other in the playoffs. Last year, it came down to just that in the semifinals right here at South Warren. South hosted them and ultimately fell as Bowling Green then went on to become back-to-back 5A state champions. But just like you said, Ham, things are different this year. Class 6A for the Spartans. The Purples stay in 5A, and it's going to be an exciting matchup here tonight. We're going to step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we'll give you our team comparisons, players to watch, and all that and more right here on our Countdown to Kickoff coverage on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome you back to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside, and you can see the crowd has already grown, especially for an impressive student section here at South Warren High School, and it's a dark theme for them this week. Nightmare on Spartan Street as they host the Purples here this afternoon. They're bitter rivals that now South's moved up to 6A, so things a little bit different this year. It's more about bragging rights, but the rivalry is just as strong as it's ever been.
Oh, yeah, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. No matter what, man. They've played each other so many times over the course of the years and there's always been close games. There've been a few that have been, out there, but they've been more close than they have been away. And I love looking at Twitter or X before South and
Twitter,
play.
X,
Yeah, I love watching that before they play. Just watching what they say to each other and then bring it on the field.
The energy is really what you can always count on. Last year, this game came down, and it was over in Purple's territory last year during the regular season, and it was a nail-biter throughout the whole thing. You had the best from both teams. You also saw a little bit of the worst of both teams, too. Some big mistakes that led to big comebacks. A lot of back and forth throughout the entirety of that game. 3 points finally decided that one. But this year, things are different. Both teams kind of graduated a lot of senior talents. They both lost their senior quarterbacks who were multi-year starters, who both carried them deep into playoff runs that set records in their programs. And now this year, both with young quarterbacks, some returners on both the offense and defensive side, but both building to new pages here, but opposite seasons, it seems, through the first 3 weeks, as the Spartans starting undefeated 3-0, Bowling Green 0-3, but it's not necessarily an 0-3 that you can be super confident in, because several of those were close games, and they keep getting better every week.
Oh, yeah, this is how Bowling Green starts out. They start out kind of slow most of the times. The defense seems not to catch up just as quick as the offense does, but this year the defense looks like they're a little bit inconsistent. They just need to bring a little more consistency, and a lot of the few of the seniors need to step up and make sure they take those leader roles. None other than Montez Trussell, Malik Colburn, Drew Jones. Those three guys there were important pieces last year, and this year they should, take on that leadership role and make sure the team gets on board.
Yeah, as you can see, if you're watching on our YouTube live stream, you can see some of those stats on your screen before they went away. 3-0 for the Spartans, 0-3 for the Purples, but the points per game and the points allowed per game is really kind of the big difference maker for both these teams so far. Hamp, you talked about the defense for the Purples so far this season, allowing almost 29 points per game, 28.3 points per game that they've allowed so far through their first 3 games of the year, whereas the Spartans, on the other hand, they're averaging almost 40 points per game so far on the season. 38.7 is their average in terms of scoring, but they're only allowing 23. So they'd like to maybe work in their defense a little bit better, but it's the scoring for the Spartans that's been so consistent for them every season, and it's looking the same way this year.
Oh, yeah. The Spartans always pick up on defense. Like we seen last week, they kind of figure you out. They kind of watch you, see how it's like boxing. Like I said last week, it's like boxing with South Warren, man. They get in there that first round or two, see how you're doing, what you're doing, adjust, boom.
And the big thing for Bowling Green this year that the Spartans maybe have more questions than answers is with freshman quarterback Anthony Davis just coming off his first starting role with this team. And we could see his stats on your screen there if you're watching with us online. Last week, 15 for 23, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And this will be his second game in appearance for the Purples in that starting role. And we'll take a step aside and be right back as we'll continue our countdown to kickoff coverage right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
It's a picture-perfect setting here at South Warren High School as they host their rivals, the Bowling Green Purples, in a Week 4 regular season matchup here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. We appreciate you for tuning in with us. Before we went away, we just looked at Anthony Davis and those stats from him as our player to watch for the Bowling Green Purples, the freshman quarterback. But on the opposite side of things, still on the offense, it's Jake Carter, the senior wide receiver for the Spartans, who is putting up incredible numbers this season, already nearing 400 total yards on the year, 4 touchdowns receiving as well. And last week, 11 receptions, 3 total touchdowns. He led the team. One of those was also on the ground. Carter has just had an immense effect, Hamp, in leading this offense, especially with a younger quarterback like Camden Page. He's been a great addition, a great anchor for them to continue their success they had last year.
Oh, yeah. Jake has definitely done his thing already this year, man. He's done awesome. And just looking forward to seeing him continue to get better and better each week.
Now, as the Spartans are prepped to exit their tarp and head out onto the field, we'll take a look at your starting lineups for this afternoon. First, for your visiting Bowling Green Purples, we mentioned him as our player to watch, the freshman quarterback, number 19, Anthony Davis. We got a lot of question marks about him. We'll see his first play this afternoon. At halfback, number 2, that's Jackson Smith. He's got 3 receptions so far on the season, has yet to get into the scoring pylon. He'll look to do that here this afternoon. At fullback, number 26, Nick Graham, the leading rusher on this team, almost 200 yards on the season and 2 touchdowns as well. At wide receiver, number 5, Trey Graham. He had a touchdown last game, and as well at tight end, it's going to be number 9, Malik Coburn. Also at wide receiver, number 1, Ethan Kirkwood. He's only got 3 receptions on the year. He'll look to tally some more after a successful year on offense last season. Now looking at the offensive line. At left tackle, number 74, that's Christopher Coren. And at left guard, number 70, the senior, that's Alex Johnson. And at center, number 52, the junior, that's Mason Dew, an experienced offensive line for this Bowling Green team. Dew, the youngest of that crew. At right guard, number 78, that's Caleb Ray, one of the key returners on this offensive line for the Purples. And rounding out their O-line, at right tackle, number 76, is Zach Jordan, the senior. Then we jump over to the Bowling Green defense. They're going to look to come up big against a strong South Warren offense this game. At the edge, it's going to be number 9, Malik Coburn on the defensive line. 1 sack on the season so far, Bowling Green's 2. At tackle number 56, that's Keaton Vinegar. He's got 15 tackles so far on the year, does the junior. At defensive tackle number 54, that's Tayon Parker. He's got 17 tackles on the year, does the junior. And rounding out that defensive line, number 24, that's Christian Malone, the junior. An offensive linebacker, we've already listed his name on the offense. Number 2, Jackson Smith, the senior, also starting at outside linebacker. Alongside him, number 7 at linebacker, that's Logan Johnson, the senior. Alongside him, leading tackler on this team at linebacker, number 8, it's Montez Trussell. He had 20 tackles last game. And out in the secondary at CB, number 21, that's Orlando Davis, the junior. Outside him in the secondary, number 6, Drew Jones, who has 4 tackles so far on the season. At safety, number 10 is Embry Dotson, who had some time at quarterback last season for the Purples, did the junior. And rounding out the youngest defender, or starting defender on this team, number 23, it's free safety. It's Kyle Sledge. That rounds out your starting lineups for the Bowling Green Purples. We'll have South Warren starting lineups coming up here shortly. But we join both teams back out onto the field for the coin toss. As you can see, head coach Brandon Smith, head coach Mark Spader talking things over here ahead of pregame. The players heading into the middle with the chief official getting ready to flip the coin. Last time we did see South Warren win the coin toss on our last game of the week just a week ago over in the swamp. South did win the coin toss. They'll win it again this afternoon. And they will choose to defer once again to the second half. So as we witnessed last week against the Gators, they decided to defer to the second half, and they will do the same this afternoon against the Purples. So we will take some time before we get to see the Spartans offense, but let's run through those starting lineups for South Warren. At quarterback, the junior, number 7, they call him greatness, that's Camden Page. And had a bit of an injury scare last week against Greenwood, but he's expected to play tonight. That's number 2, the senior, Caden York, the leading rusher for this team. A key piece on that offense. He's our player to watch tonight at wide receiver. That's number 1, Jake Carter, on track for a 1,000-yard season. And number 5, wide receiver, that's Tucker Sears, who's got a touchdown on the season. We're going to see if he's going to be out on the field tonight as well. At wide receiver, number 18, Justin Capps, looking to find his first trip to the end zone this season. And at tight end, number 12, it's Griffin Reynolds, the senior. And on the offensive line, number 78, that's Kyler Lyons, the senior. At left guard for the Spartans, it's going to be number 58, Aiden Hines, the junior. Under center, filling in is number 56, Xavier Wilson, the junior. And at right guard, replacing Xavier Wilson in that spot is number 53. That's Mason Demerly on the offensive line, the youngest member as a sophomore on this O-line for this game. At right tackle, rounding out the offensive line is number 55. That's Malik Butler, the 6'2 senior. Jumping over to the South Warren defense now. On the defensive line, number 3 is Will Mays, the junior. It's a young defense on this team, only one senior down the starting lineup. Also number 52, it's Jaquise Smith, the junior. And at defensive tackle, number 55, it's Malik Butler with 2 sacks on the season for the Spartans. And rounding out the defensive line, number 15 is Kyson Buford, the junior. And number 23 at outside linebacker, that's number 23, Riley Aller. Last game led this team in tackles and only a junior. At middle linebacker, number 0, that's Drayson Moore, the senior. And at inside linebacker, number 16, Takeon Darden, a newcomer to this Spartans team, but has had an immediate effect on this defense. Now to the secondary, number 14, the junior, Corbin Logan. And back from injury this game, number 22, glad to see him back on the field, number 22, Joseph Fentress, the junior. We're expecting him to start tonight, but it's possible he will only play on one side of the ball. It's number 2, Caden York. And then rounding out the secondary for the Spartans, number 8, the junior, Isaiah Bridges. He ended last game against Greenwood with an interception. He had an interception in that game last week at Greenwood that you saw here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. But here it's a little bit different. The 6A Spartans facing the 5A Purples. The first time in 8 seasons that these two teams will face each other, not as class opponents, not as district opponents, but just as crosstown rivals for the bragging rights. It's the Spartans on the opposite side of the field, the Purples on the near side. The Purples wearing their away whites with their gold helmets, purple numbers on those jerseys, purple stripes on the shoulder pads, and it's the Spartans with their blackout jerseys as well. If you're watching with us on our live stream, you could see the Purples heading out onto the field. If you're tuned in with us over the radio waves, we appreciate you for following along for what can only be described as a potential Game of the Year contender. Last year it was no doubtably so, a 3-point difference between these teams in their regular season matchup last season, and a close one as well in the postseason between these two teams in the 5A semifinals. The last 5A playoff run for the Spartans was ended by the Bowling Green Purples. They would go on to become back-to-back 5A state champions, but now the Spartans are on an undefeated run to start their year. 3-0, the Purples 0-3. Spartans defer to the second half, and they will kick things off over to the Purples. It's going to bounce around the 20, down to the 17, where it's scooped up, and the Purples are going to go on the return, but quickly he's stopped. Purples will start this drive from their own 16-yard line. Hamp, we had to run through things quickly, but we're finally underway. It seemed like in no time.
In no time.
On that return for the Purples, it was number 6, Drew Jones. Had a chance to go through those starting lineups. We mentioned a couple of key players that may see some limited time due to injury. One of those was Caden York, who had a hard hit last week against Greenwood, came down, talked to Coach Brandon Smith earlier this week. He mentioned that a large part of that was potentially something in his hip, but York is out there in the secondary for the Spartans to start this game. Here's a snap from Davis for the Purples. First offensive drive of the game, thrown over the top. That ball is knocked out incomplete for the Purples on the first play of the game, 2nd and 10.
Jackson Smith was all over that one that time.
So Bowling Green will be moving from left to right from our position over here on the away side of the field. South Warren will be moving from right to left here in this first quarter. If you're joining us over the radio waves, it's the Purples starting this offensive drive. They're wearing their home aways with purple numbers, purple stripes on the shoulder pads and gold helmets, and the Spartans wearing their all-black uniforms here on a blackout night in Sparta. It's Anthony Davis, the freshman quarterback, in under center. Here's the handoff. Purples running around to the right side, brought down quickly. The Spartans quick to snub that one out.
Spartans look to be on it starting off this game right here. It looks a little different than it did last week.
That should bring up 3rd down here for the Purples. It'll be 3rd and 10. No gain on that run. For number 26, Nick Graham, the leading rusher for this team. The Purples have shown their hand in both the pass and run game here on this opening drive, but it could be a potential 3-and-out for the Purples here. The Spartans are quick on the gun. And a flag thrown in the backfield is going to be an offsides on the Spartans. I think it's going to be on number 23, Riley Aller. Just jumped a little too fast.
Oh, yeah, he's a little anxious out there, man. When you got a rivalry like this right here, you're always ready to go, but he's got to watch that ball.
Aller eager to get going. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 now after that penalty for the Purples. So a little bit of an aid there from Aller, who you can understand his eagerness after leading this team in tackles last week against Greenwood. He's eager to get out there and make some big plays.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Davis back in under center. Alongside his left hip is Nick Graham for the Purples. One receiver to the right, 2 out to the left. Davis in motion off to the left side. He's going to fire it off to the left. It's caught. First down and then some at the 36 before he's forced out of bounds. On the catch for Bowling Green, that's Ethan Kirschwood, his 4th reception of the season, and it's a big one. Let's take a look courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green on this replay. See Davis in motion, throws it off to the right side. A great look there before he's quickly brought out of bounds. It's Corbin Logan with the tackle, forces him out of bounds, but a fresh set of downs here as they move the chains. A blowout first down for Bowling Green. In motion are the Purples. Davis catches the low snap, chucks it over the top. That one's dropped, intended for Graham. Would have been a 6-yard gain there, but South Warren breaks it up.
Yeah, Graham was ready to take off, but Caden York was right there on him.
You can see Caden York if you're watching on our screen. We mentioned how he did go down hard in that Greenwood game, but he's out on the field playing defense just as normal. Glad to see he was just a little banged up, a little shaken up after that incident at Greenwood. Expecting to play on both sides of the ball here this afternoon. 2nd and 10 on the way after the incomplete for the Purples. Here's the snap. Davis dropping back. He's having to flee. Throws it. Would have been intended for Kirkwood, but it goes out of bounds on the South Warren side of the field. So another incomplete will bring up 3rd and 10. Third down on the way for the Spartans, or for the Purples. Spartans looking to force this one out here and get their offense on the field for the first time tonight. We talked about Davis. He's in under center. He's got Graham lined up on his left hip. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. They'll break off the snap with 7 seconds on the play clock. Davis getting set again. Here's the freshman. Dropping back off the snap, immediately under pressure. Flags thrown late. Looks like it'll be a false start.
Either that or that clock went out.
So that will be on the Purples, and it'll now be 3rd and 15. Just getting too close on the play clock. So Purple's now in a 3rd and long situation from their own 31-yard line. Great looks you're getting if you're watching with us on our YouTube stream. If you're watching over the radio or via the Point Rocks app, we appreciate you for tuning in with us here this afternoon as the Spartans host the Purples with 9:55 left in this opening quarter, tied up 0-0. Here's a snap for Davis, dropping back, looking over the top. He throws it. That one slapped out of the air by Malik Butler. He was already in the face of Anthony Davis, and he just swats that one to the ground.
Textbook line play right there. If you can't get to him, put those big old paws up in the air and swat it down.
And we saw that a lot last week against Greenwood, that the coaches were really pushing for the Spartans to get their hands in the air and force some of these defensive stops, and already they're doing that this week. 9:33 left in this opening quarter, tied up 0-0. Kicking it back to the Spartans. Or the Purples. Back to receive is Aller. He'll scoop it up off the ground at the 30. Off he runs. Gets to about the 36-yard line before he's brought down on the return. No flag on the play there. Marker was thrown down on the field by one of the officials. 9:22 now left in this opening quarter, and we'll get to see this Spartans offense on the field for the first time. And biggest question, Hamp, really is if Caden York is going to go out there with this starting offense. And it looks like
there
he will.
Is.
And it looks like
he
will.
He did live out. That's number 7 there. Looking at the wrong person.
So
there he is.
So Caden York is going to start on both sides of the ball here this afternoon. Great to see him after that hard hit against Greenwood. It'll be 1st and 10 on the way from the Spartans' 36-yard line. Waiting on a reset from the play clock here are the officials. They finally get it back in order. Lining up behind Page on the snap will be York. He'll send Carter into motion across. He'll have 3 receivers to his right side. Flag thrown. Looks like it could be a false start on the offense here. And it will send the Spartans backwards. Looks like they were motioning at Xavier Wilson.
I'm sure Coach Smith talked to them about this already because last week they had a lot of flags thrown.
You have to remember as well, Xavier Wilson had at the start of the season been at right guard for this team. Mason Dimmerly now is in that position. Carter goes into motion, but now Wilson lines up under center. Fakes the handoff to York, now over to Carter on the catch. Breaks 1 tackle. Gets to about the 37-yard line before he's brought down. So gain of 5. Gets them back to the original line of scrimmage. Will now bring up 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. It's not the last time you're going to hear Jake Carter's name this afternoon. He's having himself a big season, on track to potentially give over 1,000 yards receiving this year. Here's a snap for Page. On the QB keeper, he's going to take it himself down the right side. Got a wide open window for the first down. Past the 40, past the 45, and he'll go out of bounds around the 47-yard line. They'll shift the chains for another blowout first down.
That was a good run right there. He just sat and waited in the pocket for a second, seen that opening, cut right through that hole, and got the first down.
Here's a Toyota Bowling Green replay for Page, who takes a dive down the right side before he's finally brought down. A great, solid run by Page, who now lines up back under center with Caden York along his left hip. One receiver, it's Bridges to the left side of the line. Reynolds there to block in the tight end slot. Here's York shaking off some defenders, heads up the middle. It's a gain of 4 on that play, bring up 2nd down.
Orlando Davis again on the tackle. He just made the last one. That's 2 on him on the night.
So it'll be 2nd and 6 on the way for the Spartans, as they just reached into the Purple's 49-yard line. Looking off to their sideline for the call are the Spartans. Plenty of time on the play clock, 25 seconds to be exact. 7:40 left in the opening quarter here. Opening quarter brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Here's York shifting to the left hip of Page. Carter in motion. Now on the right hip of Page. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Gives it to Carter. Carter heads right up the middle for a solid gain. Gets to the 45 where he's brought down. That'll be 3rd and 3 now for the Spartans. Their first offensive drive here. Consistently chipping away, Hamp. That's what these Spartans do on offense. They could just consistently chip away little by little.
Oh, yeah. They'll jab and jab and jab on you until they find that good opening and throw a good hook on you. Touchdown. Purple's defense need to lock it up right here.
Jake Carter, you know him in that wideout slot, but he's not afraid to run the football as well. Had a rushing touchdown last week as Page throws it over the top to Reynolds. Reynolds shakes the defender before he's brought down. Another shift of the chains and a blowout first down for the Spartans as they get to the 35-yard line.
He had a nice opening there. He was able to catch that with nobody on him.
Take a look at a replay here, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Page over the top. Finds Reynolds in waiting, who cuts back up the right side of the field by the right hash to get him another blowout first down. 6:20 left in this opening quarter. Here's a snap from Page. On the delayed snap, falling back is Page. He's immediately under pressure, has to run away. He's going to throw this one out of bounds, incomplete. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. Smart play there by the young quarterback.
Oh, yeah, because Parker was right there on his tail, man.
Penalty, it looks like flag thrown late here.
Laundry on the field.
Reynolds heading to the sideline. The chief officials talking it over. Waiting on the official call here. It'll be an ineligible man downfield for the Spartans, and that will send them backwards. So bring up 2nd and 15 for South Warren here with 6:10 left in the opening quarter. Page lining up under center. He's got two receivers to his left. It's Carter and Bridges. Carter on the near side of the line. 3 snapped up for the screen opportunity out to his right. He's going to find York off the screen. Here's York driving up to his middle. Makes it to the 35 before he's brought down. So Spartans again on that 2nd down situation, back to their original line of scrimmage.
One quick move, and he ran right through that arm tackle and made away and almost got back to the original spot.
Be 3rd and 11 now for the Spartans here. York on that play. It's a gain of 4 off the pass from York, pass from Page off the screen. To York. 5:35 left in this first quarter. On the left tip of Page is York again. 4 receivers on the left side. They're stacked heavy to the left. Page over to Carter. Carter nowhere to go. Gets brought down immediately on that 3rd down. Great play by the Purples.
That was a good job by Montez Trussell, realizing what was going on there. Another screen on the other side of the field. He was right there ready to stop it.
It's 4th and 10 now. They get a gain of 1 on that play. We get a look back on it, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. And you said it, Hamp. Trussell was just right on the money. He was ready for that play. They watched the film all week long, and you can see him there on your screen. He's ready to go for the next snap. Trussell has had an immediate and heavy impact on this defense this season. His senior year for Trussell, but the Spartans in this 4th and 10 are going to go for it. 4th and 9. Here's the snap from Page. Dropping back, under pressure, has to flee to his right. 3 defenders in his face, throws it over the top. He's got York. York inside the 20 before he's brought down. Oh no, he shakes the tackle. Down to the end zone, stretches his hands. And it's a touchdown.
Wow.
I cannot believe Caden York stayed in bounds for that play. What a way to open up your drive here on a big 4th down. On the replay, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green, look at this play in motion as if it was designed this way. Finds York. Shakes not 1, not 2. Drags a 3rd to the end zone for an Edmonton State Bank touchdown.
Yeah, you got to meet the runner. You can't wait for him. If you wait for the runner, you're going to get ran over. So you have to meet the runner, wrap your arms around him, and drive him. Got to drive your legs.
It'll be Alan Alec set for the Spartans for the PAT, but it looks like a penalty will send them backwards. So
I think he can make it from there, though.
Additional 5 yards, but we've seen Alec's capability with his leg. So for Alec, PAT on the way. He's 13 for 14 on the season. This one's up right through the middle. No doubter, that one is good. It is 7-0 for the hosting Spartans with 4:26 left in the game. And you can see Caden York there on the sideline for the Spartans, getting coached up from head coach Brandon Smith. After a huge play, puts the Spartans up 7-0 with about 4.5 minutes left in this opening quarter. We'll step aside and we'll be right back to see if the Purples can respond on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome you back to Spartan Country as the Spartans just put 7 on the board against the Purples off a huge play from Caden York. He would not be denied the end zone, shook multiple defenders. And we honestly, Hamp, I think believed he had gotten knocked out of bounds, but no. He would not be denied. Stretches his way into the end zone as the Purples now looking on the return. All the way past the 40. Purples with a good return on this play. Take a look again at that touchdown here from Caden York. You can see Page flips out in motion, flicks it just over to York, who somehow shakes off those two defenders and drags a third all the way to the end zone, stretches out with one hand. Show him what you got, big fella. My goodness.
And that's the way you keep running. Just because you get hit, you don't stop. You keep driving your legs. It goes both ways, and that's what he did. Never gave up, never quit. Touchdown.
Kyle Sledge on the return there for the Purples. He gets them to their own 44-yard line. That's where they'll start this drive. With Anthony Davis, the freshman quarterback, under center. Hand off to Graham. Graham with a huge gap up the middle. Gain of 5 on that play before the Spartans bring him down. So a good start here to this drive for the Purples. Looks like it'll be an even larger gain, a gain of 7 on the play off that run from Graham. 4 minutes now left in this opening quarter. Opening quarter brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. 2nd and 3 on the way for the Purples. Here's a snap for Graham. Break out of the snap. Lined up to the left side of the line of Davis. You see him there on your screen, the freshman. First time we're really going to see him here in this full-fledged starting role that he's inherited from the Purples. Here's the snap. Looking back. Throws it off to his left to Graham, who scoops it up just at the last second. Comes up real close. Gets to the 9-yard line, but looks like there could be a face mask.
I know the Purple fans are calling for one.
I did not see a flag thrown on the play.
There's a flag on the ground.
Flag is thrown. It's going to be a face mask against the Spartans, so that'll shift them and bring up another blowout code first down and shift the chains for Bowling Green. 3:21 left in this first quarter. Purples fans are not happy after that face mask call on the Spartans. But it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Purples at the Spartans' 42-yard line. 3:05 left in the first quarter. Here's the snap. Davis fakes a handoff to Graham, sends it off to the right side. That one's overthrown. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, with Jackson having to reach up and grab that one out of the air, that stopped his momentum and just took him out of it.
At least a gain of 1 will bring up 2nd and 9, it looks like, for the Purples. That pass to Smith for Bowling Green. 25 on the play clock. You can see Smith there, who just had that catch. It was slightly overthrown on the near side of the field from the right hash. Managed to bring it in and get back to that line of scrimmage. Avoided a loss or an incomplete there. And that 1 yard could be the difference maker. Here's the snap. Davis dropping back. Throws it over the top. Deep ball here to Smith. It's caught inside the 20. All the way to the end zone. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Smith. Wow.
Jackson Smith had that last play go awry. And this time he would not be denied. Wow. Take a look, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Jackson Smith, what a play. On the snap, would not be denied. In the backfield, nearly got the snap, but he spun it around in a circle and he got that touchdown.
Oh yeah, he got that. He had that nice spacing right there that allowed Davis to get it right to him, and nobody was there to get to him. Just a little bit too late.
41 yards, the play for Bowling Green as they now tie things up 7-7 in this opening quarter. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. And it's a tie ball game. And Hamp, I hate to say it, but this is typically how these games go. It's a lot of back and forth.
This is exactly how I can go with South Warren and Bowling Green. This is what I love about these games right here, because one will score and the other team can come right back and answer. And I just love it. This is going to be a good slobber knocker right here.
Anthony Davis just aired that ball out. He had 2 touchdowns last game, make that 3 on the season for the freshman quarterback. All tied up 7-7. Purples had their opening drive. It was nearly a 3-and-out. A late penalty bailed them out, gave them another opportunity then on 3rd and 5. Managed to convert, and then would not make it past their next 3 downs and would kick it away back to the Spartans, who started their drive from around their own 36-yard line, and they would drive it down the field. Caden York with a huge play on a 4th down conversion would get the touchdown for the Spartans to put them on the board first, and then Bowling Green immediately comes back and responds, with Jackson Smith getting the 41-yard receiving touchdown. Back the other way for the Spartans. Here's the return. Down the left side, down to the 30. Tries to stiff arm a man out of bounds, 30 to the 36-yard line. On the return is Chris Taylor. For the Spartans, that's where they'll start this drive.
I'll tell you what, man, it was good that they had 14 right there to get him out of bounds, because if he wasn't there, right up the field, he'd have went.
About 2:04 left in this first quarter, brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Aqualand is family-owned and has been serving South Central Kentucky for over 40 years. Specialize in pools, above-ground, semi-in-ground, and custom in-ground, plus therapeutic hot tubs, saunas, and cold plunges for year-round comfort. Visit aqualandfun.com for more information. We appreciate them for their sponsorship of this fourth quarter here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. Spartans offense back out on the field with 2 minutes left in this opening quarter. Here's Page. Looks to throw it over the top with a pump fake, sack from behind. Page goes down. Malone with the sack. His first of the season.
Christian Malone coming in, big dog. Page didn't see him coming on that side.
Snuck up on the blind side of Camden Page, who was looking across the midfield for potential extra opportunities to throw the ball, had a pump fake, and just didn't have anyone downfield to throw it to. Couldn't find an opening to run it for himself, and Malone just took advantage of that.
And he had plenty of time. The offensive line gave him time.
In motion is Reynolds. Here's a snap from Page. Dropping back on 2nd and 11. Throws it over the top to York, who tries to bring it in. It's slightly overthrown. Incomplete. 3rd and 12 on the way for the Spartans.
Page had to get that out of there quick. He had Logan Johnson right there on him, man, right in his face.
So York was trying to haul it in quickly. Came up just shy of hauling in the football, but the Purple's defense was ready to pounce. 20 seconds left on the play clock. Some substitutions here. Reynolds heading out for the Spartans. In is Will Mays, the junior, for South Warren. And Clay Helton checking in, who had been injured for a decent start of the season. He is one of the sons of Tyson Helton, head coach of the WKU Hilltopper football program. As we got a timeout, it's going to be called by South Warren to hopefully try and convert on this 3rd and 12.
I know Coach Smith is over there putting something together to try to get on through. You seen he went for that on that fourth and what was it, 4th and 11 just
4th and 11, yes.
I mean, here we are, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12.
Mm-hmm.
He's drawing up something to get them downfield.
And we saw some tricky plays last week when they visited the Swamp, and we brought you all that coverage right here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network, and we saw them try some things on 2-point conversions. We saw them try some things on some potential touchdowns that would lead to scores. They're not afraid to toss the balls around, do some reverse sweeps, see what they can bring in.
Oh, no. The only thing, though, I know that they won't face each other again the rest of the year or anything like that, but I know, again, this is pride. I don't think they'll be doing it like they did last week.
No. There's so much pride on the line in this game. The energy is always bright. This is the fullest, I think, of any stadium we've been through the first 4 weeks. Standing room only here at South Warren, who's been getting some new facility upgrades. There's still a little bit of a work in progress, but great additions to this new turf field here in Sparta. But it's 3rd and 12 on the way for Page. York lined up along his left hip in motion. Is Sears. Here's the snap. Page dropping back. He's immediately under pressure, trying to run down the right side. Will he throw it away? No, he's going to get run out of bounds, and a flag thrown late.
Horse collar.
It'll be a horse collar, I think, called against Bowling Green.
Looked like a horse collar.
Chief officials talking it over here. As the Spartans will head back, that could be a huge help to them.
Malik Colburn.
Caden York
might be the culprit.
Caden York adjusting the jersey on Camden Page, who's
Oh, no, that was
adjusting his leg sleeve after that play.
That was Jackson Smith who grabbed him by the collar.
Jackson Smith with that horse collar penalty against him. This will shift them forward. Mark Spader is out on the field around the 30-yard line trying to talk to one of the officials.
You gotta try to grab for anything, man, to make that stop. Because if you let them go, I mean, if you can just grab a little piece of the jersey and hold on, wait for the cavalry to come to stop it.
Be 3rd and 8 for the Spartans. Some officials were still talking things over, but they seem to have sorted things out now with 1:07 left in this first quarter. Spartans looking for a big 3rd down conversion here, but the Purples faithful cheering their defense onto a stop. In motion is Caps. Here's the throw over the top of the line to Page. Brought in by Carter, but it's going to come up short of the first down just past the 40-yard line. Another 4th down on the way. They will send out the punt team with 4. Be 4 and 4, it looks like. Gain of 4 on the play from Carter on the reception. Waiting back for the snap is Reynolds, who has been the typical punter in these situations. Potentially looked like an offsides there for Bowling Green, but no flag is thrown. It's going to bounce on the 30, continue to spin to the 20. Right to the 20-yard line. A strong punt there by Reynolds. That's where the Purples will start their drive.
Purples got away with one right there. Purples got away with one right there. He did jump.
Looked like a very clear jump that was just missed by the officials on Bowling Green, but 10 seconds are now left in this first quarter, so we'll probably see about one play from this Bowling Green offense before stepping aside to end this opening quarter. But can the Purples get one strong playoff to set themselves up for the break?
Got to get the momentum swinging in their favor.
7-7. Spartans and Purples all tied up with 10 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Freshman Davis lined up at quarterback under center. Here's the handoff to Graham, who's going to run up the middle. Spartans stuff him. Looks like it'll be no gain on that play for the Purples.
It was like the whole gang of Spartans said, hold the line, hold the line.
And that will conclude the opening quarter, but we're all tied up after one. It's 7-7 as the Spartans host the Purples. The rivalry game is just as close as it's ever been. We'll take a step aside, and when we come back, we'll have all your coverage for the second quarter and the rest of this opening half right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Welcome you back to South Warren High School. Spartans hosting the Purples, and a brand new quarter, the second quarter, about to get started here in Spartan country. We're all tied up 7-7 between these two rivals. These games always tend to play close. 2nd and 10 currently on the way for the Purples. Here's a snap on the way from Davis. 3 receivers out to his right side. They're going to hand it off to Graham, who will run it up the middle. Quick on the tackle are the Spartans. It's Carter, or no. It's Takeon Darden.
Takeon Darden.
Who we've mentioned in the pregame show has had an immediate effect on this defense.
Oh, yeah, and he did exactly what I was saying. You grab your hand out there, grab a handful of jersey, wait for the cavalry to come.
24 tackles for Darden so far on the season. Make that at least 25. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 8 now on the way for Bowling Green. Purple's taking their time here. 1 second on the play clock, and they'll call a timeout to save themselves from that delay of game penalty. Timeout for Bowling Green. And as we start our coverage here the second quarter and both teams head to their huddles for this timeout, we'll go ahead and step aside, take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue your coverage from here at South Warren between the Spartans and Purples, 7-7, all tied up with 11 minutes to go here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
Third and 8 on the way for the Purples here after they called their timeout at the beginning of this second quarter. 11-12 left in this first half. All tied up 7-7 are the Purples and the Spartans. The sun has set now here in Spartan country as the Purples looking to take their first lead of the game on this drive. Thrown over the top. That one knocked out by Carter in the backfield. Carter in the flat, swatting that one out. You could see him running to the sidelines with Caden York. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Purples. A great defensive stop there by Jake Carter.
Yeah, Jake Carter sniffed that out and was right on top of it, knocked it right down.
It's always interesting to see, you know, how programs use or have so many different players on who can play on both sides of the ball. Both Caden York and Jake Carter showing their ability in that regard. As this one's punted away by the Purples. That's the freshman Jet Reynolds. As that will bounce it around the 44-yard line, and the Spartans will pick it up from there. So not a bad starting spot if you're South Warren.
Not at all. You are so close to getting over to your side of the field. And the Purples defense just got to come out there and play and get them a stop. But this Spartan offense, they're on the move.
It's scary, 7-7. And scary, much like their student section theme over on the opposite side of the field. Nightmare on Spartan Street, but so far they've been all tied up, 7-7.
Both student sections are packed.
Packed out. Standing room only is the only way to describe it, Hamp, as you mentioned earlier. And even then, people are standing all around the field, around the new fence that just got installed here this week. The new track's been laid as well, along with this new turf field. We're seeing the upgrades continue to come in here to the Spartans as we got Chase Bell in at quarterback and a pitch off to Carter. Heading down the left side. Gets to the 52-yard line before he's brought down. Gain of 8 on that play.
Yeah, he was driven out by Kyle Sledge on that one right there. If he wouldn't have pushed him on out, he could have cut it upfield.
Actually, it's going to be a first down, so they'll shift the chains here for the Spartans. Another blowout coat first down. 10.5 minutes, give or take, left in this second quarter. Brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. Chase Bell in at quarterback. We've seen this in the 2 games now that we've covered the Spartans this season. They're not afraid to put both their quarterbacks in at different times. Again, a pass over to Carter to the left side before he's forced out of bounds. It's like a gain of 5 on that play for Carter. 10:18 left in the second quarter. 2nd and 5 on the way. Chase Bell lining out at quarterback now is the sophomore, one of the top-ranked quarterbacks in his class. Send off to York, who has plenty of space down the left sideline, and that will shift the chains once again for the Spartans. Looks like some
already started.
Flags thrown, getting scrappy are both teams. It'll be a holding on the offense. So what would have been a big play to shift the chains for the Spartans has now sent them backwards.
Tell you what, Purple's got pretty lucky with that one right there, especially Embry Dotson. They need to get that man to start wrapping up. He bounced off of him. If he would have just kept his footing and spun around, he could have cut out.
It's like it'll be 2nd and 11 here for the Spartans. They'll snap it from the Purples' 47. Chase Bell in at quarterback for South Warren. Here's the handoff to York. Heads off the left side. He's going to try to replicate what he did in that last play. He'll get to the 37-yard line, just shy of the first down. So 3rd and 1, it looks like, on the way now for South Warren. Nope, they will get the first down. So another shift of the chains for the Spartans. They're coming up just right on the thin line margin.
Always right there before it.
Caden York knows how to get that extra little bit of space to get the moments they needed. And you saw it when he got that touchdown earlier as well, stretching one arm out to cross the plane.
True playmaker.
9:20 left in this second quarter now. Chase Bell under the quarterback. He's going to hand it off to York. York up the middle, has to break off a tackle, breaks off 2, spins his way back up the inside before he's brought down. Short gain on that play for Caden York. Gain of 3, bring up 2nd and 7. Looking down the offense sheet so far for the Spartans. It's been a heavy workload, as is typical for both Jake Carter and Caden York in this game so far. It was York who put the Spartans on the board first in that first quarter as Chase Bell sends it off to him. That pass dropped, just underthrown.
Heard the feet of Jackson Smith at him, and he had to get it out pretty quick.
It's always interesting the rotation that they use for quarterbacks in particular, at least with this South Warren team, because we saw Page lead that drive earlier. He had that passing touchdown, and now here we are, start of the second quarter, first offensive drive for the Spartans this quarter, and we've got the sophomore Chase Bell now in under that position, but still holding it down strong. He's shown consistency, and he's shown great ability in his couple of snaps. That's why he's ranked one of the top quarterbacks in his class.
That's a fact, Ryan.
Carter heading out onto the field, or shifting up towards the center, but it'll be a timeout again called by the Spartans. They're trying to march their way downfield. A big 3rd down conversion potentially on the way here. 3rd and 7 on the way when they break out of the timeout. Hamp, what are you seeing so far from both of these teams?
Right now, I'm seeing both defenses they have their pluses and their minuses. Bowling Green needs to start wrapping up, start making good tackles, because South Warren is inching up and down the field, and as long as they're not wrapping up like they're supposed to, they're going to break away, touchdown every time. South Warren, they just penalties. They just got to get things under control penalty-wise. If they can get things under control there, it's going to be tough to stop them on both sides of the ball, period.
Now, we saw a little bit of that last week against Greenwood, and when we talked to head coach Brandon Smith earlier this week of the Spartans, he mentioned that there was one major thing he could clean up. He said all the other little intangibles come with time, but the biggest thing that he pressed, especially after the Greenwood game last Friday, was the penalties, exactly like you mentioned, Hep. So it seems, again, like those penalty opportunities are striking them at least early in this first half. Yeah. 8:30 left in the first half here as Carter's in motion, lines up on the right hip of Bell. Hands off to Carter. It's going to be Carter on the run. Heads down to the 30, gets past the 30, jumps out of bounds. But I think he's going to come up just shy of that first down marker.
Like Montez Trussell was on another one, and he might have stopped it.
Just short. 4th down. No, they'll shift the chains again. They keep doing this. Every time these plays are on the far side of the field, and when we think they come up just shy, they managed to break the plane and shift the chains once again. So another blowout go first down for the Spartans.
Ball right on the line. If it's over just by a centimeter, it's over.
8-yard run there for Carter. Gets another blowout go first down as the Spartans are just outside the red zone. Here's Bell on the snap. And off to York. York up the middle, finds a window, breaks some space, gets inside the 20 before he's brought down around the 13-yard line. 7:55 now left in this first half. Still tied up 7-7. Spartans looking to retake the lead. First down again for South Warren. Bowling Green faithful cheering on their defense to make a stop here now in the red zone as the Spartans will snap it from the 19. Actually, that's from the 14. Here's the snap to Bell. Off to the right side. Here's the races. Gets inside the 10 before he's brought down. Another strong gain there for South Warren. Gain of 8 on that play. That's Boards, who we saw get some snaps in the previous game, subbing in for Caden York, as he's doing now at running back. It'll be second and 1, it looks like, on the way. But the Spartans are going to be eyeing the end zone here. Boards lined up on the hip. Here's Bridges in motion, shifting back to the right side. Here's Bell, taking the handoff. Sends it over the top into the end zone for Reynolds. It's a touchdown.
Wide open.
Griffin Reynolds. Another touchdown on the year, his second this season. Puts them up against their rival Bowling Green. Take a look. Courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. See Bridges in that motion. They fake draw that attention to the right side, and it's Bell who lobs it to a wide open Griffin Reynolds, who collects his second Edmonton State Bank touchdown of the year. 13-7 the lead now. PAT on the way for the Spartans. Here's Alec. It's up. And it is good. No doubter there for Allen Alec. Puts the Spartans up 14-7 with 6:42 left in this one. You see Reynolds heading back to the sideline, getting celebrated by his offense.
It was a well-executed play. Tricked me, though, because I thought he handed it off. He did the spin and everything, had me tricked all the way up until I seen the ball go in the air. That was a well-executed play. It was the whole play down the field was very well executed and done methodically. Coach Smith knew exactly what he was doing, and now it's time for the Purples to bounce back or not.
Purples will look to try to tie things up again. They've already done it once tonight when the Spartans got on the board early in the first quarter. But now they'll have to kick it back to Bowling Green to see what they've got. It'll be Drew Jones back to potentially return, and as well as Jackson Smith to return for Bowling Green. With 6:42 left in this second quarter, Spartans now lead 14-7. Whether you're watching along with us on our live stream or listening in over the radio waves, we appreciate you for tuning in. As Alec will send this one back to the Purples, and back to receive is Smith. Picks it up at the 20, heads up to the middle past the right hash. He'll get tripped up around the 31-yard line, and that's where the Purples will pick it up. .637 left in this second quarter, brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. Spartans lead 14-7. It's been a tight one here, still a one-score game for the entirety of this one so far. Saw some mix-ups in the lineup for the Spartans on that offensive drive. Camden Page, the junior quarterback, led the first that led to a score, and that time around for Chase Bell, the sophomore, who led him downfield for the touchdown. As a touchdown pass about 7 yards to Griffin Reynolds. As here they are on the pitch to Smith, but he's brought down for no gain. Looks like a loss of 1 on that play.
Yeah, a host of Spartans got back there in the backfield and tracked that down.
So Jackson Smith came into this game this afternoon. 3 receptions on the season. He's had a lot of run plays attributed to him as well. Alongside Nick Graham, Bowling Green really trying to push the ground game. In this one, their scoring isn't what we're typical of a Purples team, averaging only 18 points per game, but they've started to come alive here as that one slung across the middle. Intended for Graham, but swatted out of the air. I mean, that one was a bullet across the flat.
Man, I tell you what, Darden put that hand up there. He almost snagged it out of there. I thought he was going to one-hander and pull it back in.
Darden nearly tallying an interception. Would have been what I believe would have been his first on the season. As now the momentum now has stalled. It'll be 3rd and 10 on the way for the Purples, who are still trying to communicate with their offense. Here's the snap. Dropping back. Looking to throw it over the top is Davis. He'll throw this one out of bounds. And another 4th and 10 off the incomplete. The Spartans defense just putting a lot of pressure on that young quarterback.
A lot of pressure on that young quarterback, man. I tell you what, though. Smart play by that young man, getting the ball out of bounds, running out of the pocket to get it out of bounds so he didn't get a penalty called on him. Might as well get rid of it with everybody coming down at you like that.
Now the Purples do have a freshman punter here on this team of Jet Reynolds. Last time he was deep in Spartans territory, had to punt it away. It landed around the Spartans' own 45-yard line. So we'll see if he can better that this time around. Looks like he will. It's going to get picked up by Aller around the 42. He'll run up the middle, gets it to the 40, now to the 50, down inside the 45 in Purple's territory. But there was a flag thrown. And it looks like didn't catch the call on the field, but didn't affect the Spartans. They'll pick it up at the Purple's 45 with 5:37 left in this second quarter. And Camden Page back in at quarterback for the Spartans. In motion is Carter to the right side. They'll have 2 receivers there on the right. Throws it over the top to Reynolds. Caught at the 40. Breaks the tackle. Gets past the first down marker. Gets about the 32-yard line of Purple's territory. That'll shift the chains for a blowout first down.
We got a Purple down, right? Well, no, he's back up. He's back up.
Purple down briefly. It looked like number 9, Parker Morse, the senior for Bowling Green. Luckily, he hops back up and is back to the action. 1st and 10 now on the way as the Spartans, after only 1 play, are already nearing the red zone. Here's the snap from Page on the delay. Hands off to York. No, keeps it to himself. QB keeper off to the right side. Flag thrown late in the backfield. We'll see whether this will bring the call back, as the flag was thrown down by the chief official, standing just behind Page. And it will be on the offense. So the Spartans will be heading backwards. So it'll be a replay of first down here for South Warren. It'll be a holding penalty, so now a long way to go. It'll be 1st and 20 for the Spartans this go around. Take a chance to try to come back here in motion. Here's Page, under pressure in the pocket, steps up, fires, caught.
That was nice.
Inside the 30. Didn't quite, I think, get to the first down marker. If he did, it was going to be close. But I've said it before, just shy. So it'll be, looks like 2nd and 5. Gain of 15.
Tell you what, he had a bunch of Purples breathing down his neck, and he barely got it off, but he got it off miraculously.
It's Tucker Sears. He's got a touchdown on the year this season, does the junior receiver. No doubt we'll be seeing a lot of him the rest of the year and also next season for his senior year, stepping up in what is considered a younger receiving room here at the Spartans. Here's the snap to Page. Fakes a handoff to York. Throws off to the left side again to Sears. He's going to shake a tackle. That's Caps, actually, who gets past the 20. And that will shift the chains for another blowout co first down. So that's Justin Caps on the reception. Came into tonight with only 4 on the year and 79 yards total. But a good first down he garnered there on this drive down the field as the Spartans will snap this one from the Purples 19. Breaching into the red zone. York along the left hip of Page. Carter in motion. He's now along the right hip. Making the handoff. They'll hand it to Carter, who heads straight up the middle. Meets a wall of Purples. He's brought down quick.
Purple shut the hole up quick.
3:14 left in this second quarter. Spartan. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Gain of 1 on the play for the Spartans. On that run from Carter, who we've seen take a couple of rushing attempts here tonight for some short gains. Clock continues to run down. 2:50 left in this first half. Spartans trying to go up by 2 scores before that happens. Here's a snap. Fakes a handoff to Carter. Page in motion. Throws it deep to the right side. He's got, incomplete. Intended for Sears, who had to dive out for it. Just couldn't haul it in.
I tell you, if he would have looked down, if he'd have checked down and looked at York, York was open to get that too as well.
You can see Sears there on your screen. If you're watching with us live on YouTube, he came up so close, just off his fingertips in the back right corner of the end zone. Will now be 3rd and 9 on the way for South Warren. Incomplete there by Page. Potentially big 3rd down on the way here in the red zone for the Spartans. 2:36 left in the second quarter. Carter in motion to the right side. Here's the snap. Looking for him. QB keeper up the middle. No gain. Purple send it backwards.
Montez Tressel. That's what he does.
So no gain will bring up 4th down, and I imagine we're going to see a field goal attempt here, and we will, as Alan Alec heads out onto the field. 1 for 1 on field goal attempts so far this season.
I'm kind of shocked that they're not going for it.
After what we saw last week, I'm kind of in the same boat with you, Ham.
Hey, what we just seen a little while ago on 4th and 11.
2 minutes wind down. Alec for the field goal. About a 20-yarder. It's up and good.
Now, South Warren didn't get a touchdown, but that was a good defensive stop by the Purples. They needed that right there, especially getting close to the halftime like we are.
Now Spartans up 10 at 17-7 with a minute 54 left in the second quarter. And if I know head coach Mark Spader, that's a little too much time to be given in the second half. They're going to look to respond here before the end of the half, or at least carry some momentum. Because Spartans deferred to the second half, so they are going to get the football back. This is a minute 54 that you've really got to push the limit on.
And this is where you can see if the Purples are going to be conservative and just carry it on in and then trust their defense to stop South Warren in the second half when they get the ball back. Or, like you said, will they go for all the marbles right here and get the momentum going in on their side and then defense pick it up when they come out after the half.
Alan Alec will kick this one back to the Purples. Back to receive, as has been for this game so far, is Jackson Smith. And Drew Jones for the Purples. A couple of blockers they're going to keep back there just a couple of yards out front of Jones and Smith. This one sent back the other way. Bouncing along the ground, picked up quickly. And the Purples are stopped at around the 36-yard line in their own territory. Some updated scores around the region. We do have a halftime between Barron and Monroe. That's at Monroe County. They are all tied up 7-7. A close one down in Falcon territory. And currently Hart County 7-0 over McLean County. Grayson and Butler County are tied at 0 at the end of the first quarter. And Glasgow leads ACS 7-0 after 1, just down Scottsville Road at ACS. That's a look at your scores around the region here this afternoon. A minute 40 left in this second quarter. Bowling Green going to try to respond as they're now down 17-7 after that successful drive led to a field goal led by Camden Page. Field goal complete by Alec. Quick tackle from the Spartans. Riley Aller is having himself a night.
Wow. That's how you wrap up when you got that guy in your sight. You wrap up and you put him in the ground.
Take a look at this courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. Riley Aller was like a heat-seeking missile on the tackle. No one was going to escape him. It'll be 2nd and 16, a loss of 6 on that play for the Purples. 3 receivers to the right side for the Purples. Now sent in motion is Graham. Falling back is Davis. Lefty looking for some space, trying to shake off a defender, tries to throw it out. He gets it away. I think he got it off just in time.
Just in the nick of time, I believe.
And flag thrown late. It's thrown right behind Anthony Davis.
So was there some talking?
Anthony Davis had his back to the chief official when the flag was thrown. And it'll be an intentional grounding penalty against Bowling Green.
I thought he moved out of the pocket, but I could be wrong.
It looked like he had made his way out of the pocket at that point. Bowling Green faithful are not happy with that call. 1:01 left in this second quarter now as the Purples put in an even bigger deficit. It'll be 3rd and long for Bowling Green after that intentional grounding penalty. Officials still talking things over before they get play back underway. They're going to need a big play here from the lefty and freshman Anthony Davis, or from their chief running back here. Still some chatter amongst the officials. Not back to play just yet, as play clock's back rolling. Under center is Davis. 5 seconds on the play clock. Ready for the snap. On the way. Hand off to Graham. He's going to run up the middle. He's got space. Gets to the 30. He's tripped up and brought down. Couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up fourth down for Bowling Green.
Another zig or a zag, and he'd have been gone.
He had a solid window created by his offensive line. We take a look at it from Toyota Bowling Green. You could see the gap that was created there, right up the A gap. But Caden York was quick to respond on the tackle through the flat. Prevented him from getting back to that line of scrimmage. It's still 4th and long. They lack at least, I would say, at least 10 or 12 yards to try to get back to their original line of scrimmage. But it is 4th down, and the offense is still on the field for the Purples. 30 seconds on the clock and a timeout called by Bowling Green. So running a little time down, it looks like there, Hamp, with 30 seconds now left in this second quarter. And Coach Spader calls a timeout.
Yeah, he's going to, man, I don't believe he's going to do anything but punt it. But make sure everybody gets down and covers what they're supposed to cover their gaps. Make sure that there's no punt return for a touchdown. And then that would be a win right now at this point going into the half.
Looks like about 4th and 20. It's still 4th and long. Either way from when we go back to action. The anticipation here is that the Purples will punt it. And it looks like the offense is back to the sidelines. And they will send the unit out there. Some other updates around the region. Still Grayson County, Butler County at the half. It's Grayson County over Butler County 7-6. We're here in Spartan Country, whether you're watching on our live stream or over the radio waves. We appreciate you for tuning in or on the Point Rocks app. 30 seconds left in this second quarter. Halftime, Glasgow has come alive down in Scottsville. 28-0 over ACS at halftime are the Scotties. 30 seconds left in this second quarter. Purples are going to punt it away, courtesy of Jet Reynolds. On the way for the kick. That one's going to bounce and land around the 42-yard line in Spartans territory. It's picked up by Aller, who runs it back the other way. And he'll bounce out of bounds around the 40-yard line in Purple's territory with 20 seconds left on the clock. 17-7, the current lead for the Spartans. I wouldn't be shocked, and you already know they're going to get the ball back in the second half. They may try to get an exciting playoff here before the end of this first half. They've got the original starting offensive unit out on the field. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Purples 40. York on the right, hip of Page. One receiver off to the left side. 2 to the right. Here's the snap. Oh, Page nearly bobbles on the turf. Shoots it over the middle. That one's caught. First down, Spartans.
We got a purple down back in the backfield.
Spartans are going quick. Purple down, it looks like, in the backfield. So an injury timeout here with 13 seconds left in the second quarter. Down, it looks like 54 for Bowling Green. Tayon Parker is down around the 49-yard line.
Man, him and Logan Johnson were on their way, man. I'm telling you, they were on their way to take out Page. But they ran into each other, and Page escaped, slid back.
Down at midfield is number 54, the junior, is Parker. He's helped back to his feet by some members of the Bowling Green staff, and he will walk under his own power back to the sideline. So Spartans quickly getting back out onto the field. A couple extra seconds to talk over this next play before the end of the half. 13 seconds on the play clock. Here's a snap to Page. Could be the last play of the half. It's caught by Bridges. Bridges cuts his way. He's going to head to the out of bounds. Off to the far side of the field. And that will stop the clock with 4 seconds left here in the second quarter. Spartans with an opportunity at the end zone. Another first down for South Warren. It looks like they're going to opt for the field goal here.
Smart play.
Alan Alec is out there ready for the field goal opportunity. Justin Capps will hold it down for him. This will be a 20 or 30-yard field goal on the way. That one's up. And it's incomplete just by the left side. He could not bring it down. His third field goal attempt of the season comes up just shy. We're going to step aside as that ends the second quarter. In the first half, Spartans lead 17-7 in a close one here in Sparta. When we come back, we'll have your halftime report, including statistics and a look ahead to the second half. It's still a close game here in Sparta. Don't go anywhere as you're watching the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
We know getting your car serviced isn't exactly your favorite thing to do.
That's why we don't treat it like it's just another job.
You want it done fast without cutting corners.
We get it right the first time.
You've got places to be.
So we move like your schedule depends on it. Because it does.
Clear communication, no surprises.
Trust goes further than miles.
Toyota of Bowling Green.
We make servicing your vehicle simple.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back to South Warren High School for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week, as the Spartans lead the Purples 17-7, an eventful first half for both of these teams. Ryan Murphy, Big Camp here with you, calling all the action. Matthew Clark, our producer. We've got Seth Daniel up on the roof, bringing you all the awesome shots. Brandon Jones down on the field, giving you those exclusive up-close shots from both teams and some great highlight shots as well. 17-7, again, your score here, whether you're listening in over the radio waves or via our live stream. Band is now on the field as they'll give a halftime performance here. The Spartans band going to give us a great performance, and Andy Morgan as well. Can't forget to thank him, our board op, back at the station. Everybody getting us on the air here this afternoon. If you can't tell, Matthew Clark and I communicate silently when we're doing this coverage, and sometimes my brain can't quite cooperate his hand signals, and we're figuring it out. We're having a great time. Where else do you want to be on a Friday night than in one of the greatest rivalries, I would say, in the state of Kentucky between these two teams, looking at their halftime stats so far here this afternoon. You look at their total stats between these two teams. Again, South Warren leading 17-7 here in this home matchup. 102 passing yards so far for the Spartans, not as much as we're used to seeing, but 45 rushing yards as well. At least 147 total in that first half. Bowling Green did manage to get a touchdown and respond quickly in that first quarter, but they've yet to get back to that point yet. They've kind of been stricken by penalties, haven't been able to get past that dreaded third down conversion, and again, only 56 total yards if you count some of those big losses that they've had so far here this afternoon. And big plays led to big moments, and it all started in the scoring column, specifically for Caden York. If you're watching on our live stream, you could see this great shot here from Page, who throws it over to York, somehow shakes three different defenders and drags a third into the end zone. Caden York just proving that he can do it all. Doesn't matter how many guys are going to try to take him down. He'll break every tackle if he has to. Then you had Davis, who threw a huge pass over the top, this time to Jackson Smith, who catches it inside the 20 and runs it all the way back with the celebration. And then the third touchdown of the game, second for the Spartans, not from Camden Page, but from Chase Bell, who fakes the handoff and lobs it over the top to a wide-open Griffin Reynolds, his second Edmonton State Bank touchdown of the season. in the opposite corner end zone. And those were all 3 touchdowns that we've had so far here tonight in Spartan Country. You've heard the quick offensive stats. You've seen some of the highlights, and we'll go ahead and step aside. And when we come back, we'll give you our outlooks. We'll give you some updated scores around the region if you're just now joining us. And we'll look ahead to this second half as the Purples are still very much alive in this rivalry game. 17-7, the Spartans lead at halftime. You're listening to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back to our halftime coverage here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. It's always a pleasure to bring you the action here this afternoon. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside Matthew Clark, our producer-director. Andy Morgan back in the studio, making sure we get on the air over the radio waves tonight. Appreciate him, as always. Seth Daniel up on the roof, bringing you all the awesome game shots. Brandon Jones down on the field. We've got some score updates around the region, specifically halftime scores from several teams throughout the region. A close one going on over in Dragon Country currently at the half, I believe it is. Warren East leads 31-30 over Warren Central. A close one. It seems like a shootout over there between the Dragons and the Raiders. Greenwood is at Logan County. Logan County leads 14-7. Glasgow went up big in that second quarter, scoring several big touchdowns against ACS. They now lead at the half 28-0. Barron County and Monroe County, they're tied up 7-7 at the half. Then LaRue County leads Greene County 20-14. Those are your halftime scores here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. We talked about the offensive stats there quick before we went to break, but Hamp, got to take a look at the defensive stats because both teams have had their ups and both teams have had their downs. What's it look like for them on the defensive side?
On the defensive side of the ball, the home team, man, they haven't been on the field that long. Unfortunately for some of them who are wanting to get greater stats, but I can say that that Aller, he's been doing his thing. Corbin Logan, Caden York has been doing his thing over on the Bowling Green side. They've been on the field. Montez Tressel, though, has been the key. He has got over 7 tackles already in the game, so I'm looking for him to probably get another 20 tonight as much as they've been on the field. So for them, on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, they just got to get it together, man. They just got one thing that I'm going to complain about. I complained about this for 14 years, and I'm going to say it right here because now I can say it where more people can hear it. And I've already said it earlier. Arm tackles are crazy. Shoulder tackles are crazy. Coaches, I want you to come back and listen to this. Stop having these kids shoulder tackle. Wrap up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap up.
You've seen Riley Aller do that. You mentioned Aller and how big he's been. He's been like a heat-seeking missile, and he just grabs on and doesn't let him go.
Never lets them go, and that's what you got to do. I mean, even if you wrap them up and they're dry and they're knocking you down, as long as you hold on, you can wait for the cavalry to come and take over and just help it out. But yeah, Bowling Green just has to stop making a big play and then relaxing. You can't relax, make a big play, relax, make a big play, relax. South Warren, when they make a big play, they're coming back to look to make another big play, and then another big play, and then another big play. So that's what Bowling Green needs to do. Bowling Green needs to switch from, big play, yeah, great, relax. No, you got to be full on all the time, because for some, they'll look at this game and say, well, it doesn't really mean anything. For others, means a lot.
It does mean a lot.
Means a lot.
I could look at several guys who, unfortunately for the Purples, aren't out there right now, like a Trevi Barber, who this would have been the last time he would get to play in this rivalry game, and unfortunately due to his injury against Owensboro Catholic in week number 1, he didn't get to play in this game. What a difference maker he would be if he was out here tonight.
Man, on both sides of the ball. That young man right there is a special talent. He's a great athlete. I wish he could have been out here for this, being that it would have been his last Spartan Bowling Green rivalry matchup for him. But man, I hope he gets better soon and he gets back out on the field and able to do what he's able to do. But health over everything.
I know. I can't believe it's taken us this long to even bring up Trevi, because I feel like we should have mentioned him earlier in his absence. That's a big key piece that Bowling Green is missing for their offensive side of things. But we spoke to Coach Spader. Actually, when we went to see him, I believe it was on Tuesday, he said that he was expected to be checked out on Wednesday. They were hopeful. They said at most a couple weeks, at worst, or at best, I guess I should say, he's back maybe by week 6, week 7. So maybe back in 2 weeks' time if possible. It was, if I'm remembering correctly, an elbow injury, just a slightly dislocated elbow, according to Coach Spader. So thankfully not completely dislocated, something that he can nurse, something that he can work back to health, and we can expect to see him in the at least later half of the season, and if they look to make a playoff run in the postseason. Because one thing's for certain, Purples, despite being 0-3, that doesn't tell the whole story. They've had such a strong year offensively, and what could have been even stronger, and they played some really tough teams as well. I think that shows in how a lot of the media polls still have them ranked in the top 20 teams in the state as well, because Bowling Green could go out and bout with the best of them.
As far as I've known Bowling Green, and South Warren has done the same thing since they come in as well, play tough teams at the beginning. You got to get yourself together. You got to see where you're at. You got to see where your defense is at, see where your offense is at, see where your special teams are at, see what works, what doesn't work. But you play against these teams that are better. I don't want to say better than you, but you play some of high caliber, and you match that. You match that, and you try to win the game.
And so far tonight, the Purples are doing a good job of staying right there, tugging on the back of the shirt and letting the Spartans know that they are here to play. The Spartans lead 17-7 at the half. We'll take ourselves a quick break as both teams head back out on the field. They'll start stretching, and when we come back, it'll be time for the start of the second half here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome back to wrap up our halftime coverage here at South Warren High School. It's the rivalry game that everyone in Warren County is talking about, and they do it each and every year. Spartans lead 17-7. It's a different look for these two teams this year. Spartans move up to 6A, undefeated on the season. They faced 2 6A opponents already and 1 additional 5A. This will be their second straight 5A opponent this season. They played Greenwood last week, 33-19, the final score there for the Spartans. And now they host the defending back-to-back 5A state champion Purples, who trail by 10 at the half. There was several big plays. The offense for South Warren continues to roll with several different units as well. We've seen Camden Page out on the field. He led that first drive for the first touchdown for the Spartans. Chase Bell led the second and got his own passing touchdown to Griffin Reynolds. Only one for the Purples here tonight, and it's from freshman quarterback Anthony Davis to Jackson Smith, and that's how we get your 17-7 score, as well as an additional field goal from Alan Alec in that second quarter. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside Matthew Clark, our producer-director, along with the rest of our crew with 7 Mountain Sports, bringing you the coverage here tonight from South Warren High School. We're thrilled to be here. Second half is so close to being on the way, and Hamp, we talked a little bit about what Bowling Green would have liked to have coming into this game, but they know what they do have, and what they do have still is very much a shot in this ballgame.
Oh, yeah. They definitely have a shot in this game. Again, this is how this happens sometimes. You know, one team will go up, and then the next thing you know, for some reason, it'll switch around on them. Bowling Green and South Warren, I love this rivalry right here. It's one that was well needed and been missed for a little while, and I just hope it continues, man, because when they battle like this, when you got Bowling Green right here, yeah, it's 17-7 right now, but you never know what could happen. All you got to do is keep trying and keep improving. And I know Coach Spader and the rest of the coaches went into that locker room and lit it up.
If you want to know just how big this rivalry is, standing room only in the grandstands. There is not a single open seat in the house, whether it's on the home side or the away side of the field. There's a new fence that has just been installed around the football field here as they've been getting their facility upgraded to a turf field. There's not room around the fence either to stand. People are lined up around each other. The tailgating has been going on here since, I want to say, around 3:30 this afternoon. So as soon as school let out, the tailgating began. This event, every single year, Coach Smith says it, Coach Spader says it, every single year, this is the must-see high school football event in Southern Kentucky, and I argue one of the premier football games that you look forward to every single season in the Commonwealth.
Oh, yeah. You got two teams that have been winning championships for the past, 6-7 years now? I mean, this is where it's happening at, right here in South Central Kentucky, man. I'm just glad that we have two teams that are showing what we've been knowing for many, many years, is that there is talent here, and, man, these young men are something to watch.
Yes, last season, so much talent through both of these programs, both of them with quarterbacks that now playing at the Division I level. South Warren with Bryce Button, he went to Eastern Michigan, is currently there for his freshman year as a quarterback, and then Deuce Bailey from Bowling Green now at Missouri State in Conference USA, which will look to host Western Kentucky,
yes,
which is just down the road here, but they will make the trip over. So Deuce Bailey going to see a familiar hometown team. But we're here in Sparta as we kick things off for the second half on the return for the Spartans. Back up to the 30, still spinning around, breaking the tackles to the 40.
Let's go, kid.
Now to the 45, still breaking the tackles to the midfield line until he's finally brought down. Great play by the Spartans. What a run back for Chris Taylor. Let's take a quick look at it, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. What a better way to start this second half. Spartans won the coin toss. They chose to defer. So many tackles broken. Making his way through is Taylor as he gets to the 50-yard line. And the Spartans will take it over from there. Offensive unit back out onto the field. This is the original starting lineup we've seen before, with Camden Page in, Caden York lined up at his right hip, Isaiah Bridges lined up way out to the right hash. Two receivers off to the left side. Here's the handoff to York. He's going to head off to the left, trying to shake off Trussell on the defense. Makes it to the 47 in Purple's territory before he's brought down, or 42.
Tez is one that's hard to get by.
So that'll be a gain of 8 on the play by Caden York on that run. Great way to start his second half. Had a couple of runs there, a couple of pass plays for him in that first half. He's still looking to get back into the scoring pylon. He was the first one to do so in this game, and he'll hand it off again on the delay, run up the middle. He's got the first down and then some inside the 30 before the Purples bring him down. York inside the 30 will shift the chains for another blowout Cove first down. So another big breakout run for York will open up this offense here with another 1st and 10. 10:45 left in this third quarter. York along the left hip of Page. One receiver to the right, one to the left. Here's a snap. Hand off to York again. He's going to head to his left side. Meets a wall of purples. They'll stuff him, send him backwards. Second down now on the way for South Warren.
This is the way the purple defense needs to come out and try to stop these runs, because I'm telling you, Lieutenant York, he will get it done if they keep feeding it to him. But I think they're about to go over the top right here.
Jade Carter, you just mentioned it, Hamp, has now checked into the offense. He'll line up to the right side of the offensive line. Isaiah Bridges on the nearest side of the field to us. And here's Carter. Will he be the target? He's now in motion. He'll shift over to the left side. Here's the snap. Hand off to York. He'll run it again for the fourth straight play, but he's brought down quickly.
Jackson Smith came in the backfield on that run.
Looks like no gain on that play for York. So 4 straight snaps that York has ran the football. Bring up 3rd and 8 now for South Warren. Spartans taking their time here with 18 on the play clock. Not something we're unfamiliar with seeing. They like to take their time, run as much clock as possible. 9:20 now left in this third quarter. Just like that, another minute off the clock. Here's the handoff to York. No, he's going to fake it. Page in motion, under pressure. Shakes the sack. Heads off to his left. He's going to make a sprint down the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds. Breaches into the red zone. Does Page, but comes up short of the first down.
He almost got past Logan there, but Logan was smart enough to just push him out of bounds.
Be a gain of 3 on that play from Page on the run. Be 4th down and 5, and the Spartans offense is staying on the field. 9:06 left in the third quarter. We're going to slow things down. 15 on the play clock. Spartans, last time they were in a 4th down situation like this, Hamp, they went on to score with a big play from Caden York. Can they do it again? Here's the delayed snap. Makes a handoff to York. He's looking across the flat. Throws it over the top. That play's hauled in across the end zone, a touchdown.
And he caught it. That was a heck of a grab.
Are you kidding me?
Heck of a grab right there.
Oh, my goodness. Clay Helton with the haul in of the century. What a stretch. Take a look, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Look at this play and this stretch from Helton, reaching for the sky and bringing it down for the touchdown. What a game back for Helton. Wow.
Like we said, fourth and forever, they can go for it on their side close to the end zone, and it's like they'll make it.
South Warren's finding some magic in 4th downs in the red zone. And another PAT on the way. This would put the Spartans up 24-7 over the Purples. PAT on the way from Alec. That one's up. And again, no doubter, that one is good. 24-7. The Spartans now lead with 9:01 left in this third quarter. We'll step aside and we'll come back to bring you the rest of the action of this second half right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to South Warren High School. A huge drive capped off by a big touchdown grab from Helton. His first game back, he had been ruffled up with an injury earlier in the season, was battling that, wanted to make sure he was fully back and ready to go. In this one, he's seen some considerable reps in this game, and what better way to cap off a drive than hauling in a huge touchdown. Now puts the Spartans up 24-7. with 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. The Spartans are beginning to stretch their legs. As Alec returns this one to the Purples, picked up by Smith, scooped up off the ground, just barely able to bring it in, gets to the 40. He's brought down at the 44, and the Purples will start their drive from there. You can see Smith there on your screen after that return. He's had some solid ones up to this point in the day, most of them getting past the 40.
You give him enough daylight, and it's lights out. All he needs is the opportunity and the chance, man. And if he sees it, he cuts right through it. He's a little patient, too, which I love. He used to not be that way. So he's grown very well into a patient running back, and I love what he's doing. But if he ever gets the opportunity and he sees that downfield, he's gone.
We haven't seen so much of Nick Graham in this second half. We're going to hope to see him come alive here. He is the team's leading rusher. Had 199 yards tallied on the season coming into tonight, as well as 2 touchdowns. Here's a snap. Ball back. That one's going to be a screen thrown off to the right side. Breaking free are the Purples. That ball is fumbled. It looks like the Spartans scooped it up. I think the Spartans just recovered the fumble.
Is it Riley Aller? It sticks.
Riley
Yeah,
Aller.
it sticks. Riley Aller.
Riley Aller again. 2-3 with the huge defensive plays has brought the Purples' drive to a halt, and the Spartans will pick it up. You can see the ball come out there quickly, and he jumps on top of it. Riley Aller with the recovery gives the Spartans the football back in Purple's territory.
That young man is all over the field. Seen that ball and said, ooh, them eyes got big.
Spartans not afraid. Looks like they're going to try to stretch out the offense here. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. It's going to be Sears, Reynolds, and York, who now lines up on the right hip. He's going to move up. Here's Page, dropping back, looking across the top. He's going to take it himself. QB keeper gets to the 40, shakes a defender, shakes 2. Takes 3 to bring him down at the 41. It's like a gain of 6 on that play from Camden Page.
That was a good stop by Trussell, holding on to him and then letting the rest come in and stop him because, woo, Page was on his way home.
8:20 now left in this third quarter. South Warren offense just going to continue to run the clock as much as possible. 20 on the play clock here. 2nd and 4 on the way for the Spartans. Another chance to extend the lead. Here's a delayed snap to Page. Fakes a handoff to York. Over the top in the flat. That one just tipped up, nearly intercepted. Pass intended for Justin Capps, who just bounced it off his fingertips.
If he would have led him just a little bit,
So Clay Helton had the most recent touchdown for the Spartans. Had only maybe a snap or 2 for the Purples before a forced fumble by the Spartans was scooped up by Riley Aller. And now once again, South Warren is back in Purple's territory, snapping it from the 41-yard line. Here's a snap. Hand off to Carter. Carter to the right side. He's going to force his way up and in, breaches that first down marker. And that'll shift the chains for another blowout first down. So 4-yard run there by Carter. 7:49 left in the third quarter. You see him there on your screen. He's been such a big playmaker, whether it's on the ground or through the air all season for the Spartans. Has the opportunity this year to get at least 1,000-yard receiving season. And there's going to be an offsides, it looked like, called against the Purples. So an offsides called there quickly while both teams were getting set. We'll shift the Spartans up 5 yards, make it 1st and 5.
This is the worst time to make mental mistakes. You're down, your back's against the wall.
So again, the Spartans thought that they drew another offsides, but the officials are telling them to play on. 7:30 left in this third quarter, 1st and 5 on the way after that initial offsides against the Purples. It's Capps in motion, handoff to York, who shakes a falling defender. Short gain there. Gain of 2 on the play, it looks like. For York. 24-7. Your current score here with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. For listening with us over the radio waves, we appreciate you for tuning in over the Point Rocks app. It's the Spartans currently with possession here on a blackout-themed night. Their first home game of the season, a home opener for the Spartans, new turf field debut here in the regular season. They're wearing their all-black uniforms on what is now a 2nd and 2 on the way. In motion for the Spartans. Hand off to York. He's going to fake the run up the middle, head down the right sideline, got the first down and then some, shakes his way back up the middle, left, right, hit stick, out of bounds, right around the 13-yard line.
Keep feeding him, and he's just going to keep going and keep making it.
In this half so far, York already with 6 rush attempts. And he's continued to make good work. None of them have been negative. But a penalty, it looks like. A flag was thrown late on the Spartans. Will send them back. What would have been a huge play to get them another blowout first down has now sent them back 5 yards. So now it'll be 2nd and 8 on the way. Here's Page on the delayed snap. Fakes the handoff off the left side to Carter. Carter with some blocks. Plenty of space down the left side. He's brought down around the 20. Enough again for the first down. That'll shift the chains.
That was a wide receiver screen that they were not ready for at all.
So chains are shifted. Another blowout first down for the Spartans. A Bowling Green player is heading to the sideline, clutching his hand, hoping that he is okay. It looks to be
That's Tressel.
8. That is Trussell. So a big defensive loss here. He is holding his left hand out ahead of him. They are calling for some attention for him, but the game plays on. Here's Page. Over to York off the screen. Heads up the middle. He's brought down inside the 15. 5:40 now left in this third quarter. Hoping the best for Trussell, who is now wincing around midfield on the sideline. Big defensive loss there for Bowling Green. 5:30. Left on the clock here in this third quarter. It's a Spartans 24-7 lead. Trussell looked like it was a finger injury. They are trying to sort it there on the sideline, but we got a handoff to York up the middle, who breaks the defensive line, gets to the end zone. Another Edmonton State Bank touchdown for the Spartans.
Another purple down.
Purple is down on the field around the 10-yard line. Can't see who it is just now. There's an official checking on him, but he is face to the turf currently. Looks like Coach Spader is making his way out on the field, including several other members of the Bowling Green coaching staff. 5:01 as we take a look at this replay courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. You see the run from York. Bounces off his own man who gave him the block and rolls his way into the end zone. Another touchdown for York. Still down on the field. It does look like 54 for the Purples again. That's Tayon Parker. So second time that we've seen him get rattled tonight. He's still down on the field getting some assistance from the Purples coaching staff. He had checked out before, looking a little shaken up, and had eventually checked back into the game, but is now on the ground. He's getting some water brought to him there by one of the Purples water boys. One of the helpers, they're going to help Parker back to his feet. Needing a little assistance here, but looks like potentially a leg injury for Parker, who is helped to his feet and will be aided back to the sideline by the Purples coaching staff. Just glad to see him get back up on his feet.
Oh, yeah. They're still working on Trussell right now. One thing the Purples do not need is anything happening to the defense as of right now, especially Montez.
So PAT attempt on the way for the Spartans. That would make it 31-7 with 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. A couple of injuries just here recently have rattled the Purples as Allen sends up this extra point. That one's no doubter right down the middle. It is good. It's 31-7. Spartans lead with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We'll step aside and continue to bring you our live coverage from our Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountains Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Spartans just led another successful drive downfield, another touchdown on the board. That one was all Caden York who led his way down the field. So your current score 31-7. Let's take a quick look courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. You see York here. It's textbook up the middle off that B gap. Finds his way in to the end zone for his second Edmonton State Bank touchdown of the afternoon. 31-7, your current score here through the third quarter in Spartan Country. Some other scores around the region. Monroe at the end of the third leads Barron 14-7, and Franklin Simpson 28 over Russellville, who has 7 at halftime. There's your updated scores throughout the region as the Spartans send this one back the other way. Looks like it's going to get inside the 1 where the Purples will pick it up. They'll try to return this one. Trying to spin their way out of a tackle is Smith, who gets brought down at the 7. And the Spartans side of the field is erupting in cheers.
He had to pick that one up right there. It was not going to make it into the end zone. So if he didn't pick that up, they would have been 1 inch away from the end zone, in their own end zone, as a matter of fact.
A excellent kick return by the Spartans sets the Purples up deep in their own territory. They'll be snapping this one from their own 10-yard line to start this drive, trailing 31-7. Against the Spartans here, hosting their first home opener of the 2025 season. New upgrades to this facility still being added as well. A new track still being laid, but there's a new fence lining this field and a brand new turf field as well. So we got the snap here from Bowling Green, a fumbled snap. And it looks like South has picked it up. They got it. South Warren with another fumble recovery, this time inside the 10-yard line. Wow. It was a bobbled snap that was quickly jumped on by, I think, Will Mays of the Spartans, who got that fumble recovery, and now the Spartans will be
on the 5, is it? Yeah, they're on the 5-yard line.
On the 5 where it was recovered. Let's take a quick look at it, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. You can see here Mays up off the left side right when that fumble is dropped, and Mays is the one who comes away with it. So now the Spartans at the 5-yard line will send out Chase Bell. This is a secondary offensive unit we saw in that second quarter that did lead to a touchdown with Griffin Reynolds. Jake Carter in motion. He goes off to the left side. Handed off to Boards, who cuts up the middle. Breaches to the end zone, and another Edmonton State Bank touchdown, but there is a flag thrown in the backfield. And it's going to be a holding on the Spartans to send them backwards. What would have been a touchdown is now sent back.
While still being in the lead, you do not want to have penalties. Coach Smith is going to run them.
Chase Bell hyping up his offense, ensuring them that they're still in a great position to score again. He's looking for his second touchdown of the night. He had one passing to Griffin Reynolds in that first half. But it's a 31-7 Spartans lead with 4:47 left in this third quarter. Reynolds checking in favor of Clay Helton. Clock's running down. Chase Bell in at quarterback in exchange for Camden Page. Here's a sophomore on the delayed snap. He's going to drop back, looking over the middle, sends it off to his left side. That one's caught into the end zone. Another touchdown, this time from Boards.
Wide open. They were not ready for that at all. They thought it was going to be another run play.
Jameer Boards on the reception. Chase Bell on the pass, his second passing touchdown tonight. The Spartans' lead continues to grow. Another look at it courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Right into the bucket from Bell to Boards with a PAT now on the way.
You know, Ryan, I like the back and forth of the quarterbacks like they do the running backs, wide receivers. You know, trade them in and out. Keep the defense guessing.
PAT is up and good for Alec once again, who remains perfect on the night in that category. 38-7 now your score with 4:29 left in this third quarter. And Hamp, it seemed like less than a minute ago on the game clock, the Spartans had just scored. And that fumble recovery doing a lot to continue to stretch this lead.
Oh, yeah, and it has definitely got the student section for the Purples. Some of them are leaving out. They feel like their purge night is over.
But the South Warren side of the field continues to bring the energy.
Oh, yeah. What's wonderful, though, is that you still got fans filled up. You still got standing all around, even though the score is 38-7. There's still hope. The Purples are still holding on. And there's nothing wrong with having that optimism. I think now we're just seeing how they're going to respond.
And they'll have a chance. Still a whole quarter of football and some change to play. 4:29 left in this third quarter. It's a 31-point difference now for the Spartans in their lead, 38-7. And it'll be Alec for the return, or for the kick return, and back to try to bring it back will be the Purples as this one rolls out of bounds around the 22-yard line, but a flag is thrown as it'll be a free kick out of bounds, so the Purples will get a couple extra yards out of that one. Purples looking to find some life. They lost their leading tackler just a couple of minutes ago based on the game clock. Montez Trussell went down and was able to make his way back to the sidelines, but was visibly wincing and holding his left arm. And by the time he got back to the sideline, it was either something with his arm or wrist, and it looked like maybe some of the coaching staff were attempting to relocate whatever it was, whether it was a finger or a hand. He was clearly in pain, so hopefully nothing too serious for Montez Trussell and the Purples. And then, again, number 54 for Bowling Green, Tayon Parker, went down as well, who is currently still on the sideline. And another fumble snap, and then Will Mays picks it up again.
Another fumble.
Will Mays with a second consecutive recovered fumble and a flag thrown late in the backfield.
Wow.
Wow. It looks like this one may get turned back. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what the chief official is going to call here. He was the one who threw the initial flag. It will be on the Spartans, but it will remain their football. So the fumble is recovered. Fumble is recovered here by Will Mays again. 2 fumble recoveries tonight.
Looked like it might have been an unsportsmanlike conduct call. I
Believe
think he dropped
it was.
the ball on his head when he.
I think he did. There just after the play. But man, back-to-back opening snaps for Will Mays brings in another recovered fumble.
Hey, Will sees that ball and he's on it. I wonder if they do the drills where they just throw the ball on the ground and you just dive on it. Turn around, the ball's on the ground, dive after it.
I feel like that would be one of the more fun ones to do.
Used to be.
Personally.
I don't know if they allow it anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Camden Page back in at quarterback. The quarterback rotation continues for the Spartans. In motion is Caps to the left side. Here's the handoff to Boards. No, it's a fake to Reynolds, who catches it in the flat to the 30. And that'll shift the chains. Another blowout first down. Reynolds with a big reception.
Reynolds looked like he got some big paws out there. He stuck those hands out there, and it's like it just magnetically stuck to his hands.
So the Purple's offense just has not had a chance to get going the last 2 times. 2 consecutive opening snaps fumbled and both recovered by the Spartans' Will Mays. And has once again set the Spartans up pretty in Purple's territory for another run at the end zone. Here's the snap. And off to Boards. Boards looking for his opening. Heads off to the right side. Cuts back up the middle. Plenty of open space. The window's wide open to the back corner of the end zone. Another Edmonton State Bank touchdown for Spartans. Wow.
There was no stopping him once he got moving. He broke a couple tackles, and it was on.
You just cannot stop the Spartans, who continue to roll. This time to Boards. Take a look at it, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. What a run. Shakes not 1, not 2, not 3, and outruns a 4th. And even shouting out the camera. Great shot there from Boards on the touchdown run. Here's the snap from Alec. That one's up. And again, he remains perfect on the PATs. It's good. The score difference continues to grow for the Spartans here in this rivalry matchup. 45-7 over the Purples with 3:25 left in this third quarter. Man, the Spartans are on a roll.
Spartans are definitely on a roll, and unfortunately, the Purples are showing it on them. They are having, some of them have their heads down. You see them arguing with one another, but they have to collectively get back together. The Spartans are doing exactly what they are supposed to do. The only problems they've had tonight are penalties. But I think Coach Brandon Smith is going to run it out of them next week.
This is true. Much when you compare it to Greenwood last week, you're seeing a little bit of, I think, of improvement there. The rain, of course, I think had a lot to play into that one. Clear skies tonight, a great atmosphere. You're at home for the first time this season, and what a way to have your home opener kick off here, but with a 45-7 lead over your rivals.
This is how you want to do it.
It's the best way to do it. The South Warren student section, not a single student has left there. In fact, I think more have just continued to drop in. I've seen more flashlights from camera phones popping up over the last little bit. But here's a return for Bowling Green, get past the 30. And that's where they'll start another drive attempt. On the return there for Bowling Green was number 6. That was Drew Jones. 2:55 now left in this third quarter. Plenty of Purples spread out here. Anthony Davis, the freshman quarterback, has had his work cut out for him all night long.
That's one thing they're going to have to remember, too. A lot of people have to remember he is a freshman. Same thing they did with Deuce. Freshman, starting out. Give him some grace.
And he's a lefty as well, so bringing his own unique challenges as this one's handed off. Big run on the way. First down and then some for the Purples. That'll shift the chains.
Best run of the night for the Purples.
On the run there was Nick Graham, who's, again, name we haven't mentioned a lot tonight, but breaks off on a big run there for a first down. So a good run to start this drive here. Anthony Davis commanding his offense from under center. He's got Graham longed up his right hip. Here's a sling over the top. That one's caught around the 50 before he steps out of bounds. It's like a gain of 6 on the play for the Purples.
Anthony has a good football IQ as well, and that's something that's hard to teach. So just give him a little grace. He's going to be all right. Just got to give him some time. He's going to grow.
He's got a great arm, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can see him sling it. Again, you talk about you're not always seeing a lot of left-handed quarterbacks, but he's got power in that left arm.
Oh, yeah, and he moves well.
Here's the snap. Graham again on the run. Heads up to the right side. Face-to-face with a Spartans defender before he's finally brought down.
Corbin Logan, right in his face.
Big gain of 3 on that play for the Purples. Again, a run from Graham. Bring up 3rd and 2 for Bowling Green. Seems like they're finally starting to ring together offensive plays this drive.
Oh, yeah.
Big third down conversion on the way. Here's a snap. Dropping back. In motion, he's under pressure, flung off to the right side, incomplete. Brings up 4th down for Bowling Green. They're going to keep the offensive unit out on the field. It is only 4th and 2, so they're going to have confidence that they can try to come up with a 4th down conversion here. And if I'm not mistaken, Ham, that hasn't happened so far tonight, but the clock is running down in this 3rd quarter.
Not for the Purples. Now, you know South has made 2 4th down conversions.
And with the clock expiring here in the 3rd quarter, time is going to continue to run down. 4 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. That'll wrap things up in the 3rd. 4th on the way, but it's been all Spartans so far through 3. 45-7 the lead, and we'll step aside and bring you the final quarter here shortly here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
Welcome you back here to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. And the Spartans on the stop. 11:40 now left as this 4th quarter clock continues to wind down. It's a Spartans lead 45-7. If you're tuning in over the radio waves, they had a commanding 3rd quarter, to say the least. Consecutive fumble recoveries leading to touchdowns. Both those fumbles recovered by Will Mays of the Spartans is ultimately what has put them in this position. But now we flip fields, and the Purples are on a roll. Here's the snap. Davis dropping back. He's going to throw it across in the flat. That one's caught into the end zone. Bowling Green with the touchdown.
Good response right there. That was a great catch, great play.
30-yard passing touchdown to Jackson Smith again. His 2nd of the night. He's responsible for both touchdowns for the Purples. Look at this throw. Look at this catch into the end zone. Jackson Smith, 2nd time tonight.
This is how you want to respond when you've been scored on multiple times or things start happening bad. You don't gripe. You don't put your head down. You keep your head up. You keep moving forward, and you go for the next play.
PAT now on the way for the Purples. In to take it will be Cale Phelps. That one's up, and it is good. PAT complete. 45 now 14. Your score, Spartans lead. We'll step aside and be back to continue our coverage of this 4th and final quarter for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back to your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. It's been all Spartans so far, but the Purples finally getting back into the end zone once again. A pass from Davis to Smith. Your current score, 45-14. 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in this 4th quarter. The clock continuing to wind down as this one is sent back the other way. Back to receive for the Spartans is number 13, who will run it back up the field. He'll get stopped around the 25. That was Jordan Bird on the return.
Now we got to see if the defense is going to respond and get things going.
Back underway are the Spartans. Sophomore quarterback Chase Bell be lining up under center. In at running back will be number 29 for the Spartans. As George Kibawa on the run up the middle before he's finally stuffed. It'll be a short gain, it looks like, on that play.
With the clock running, now's the time the Spartans will just run it out. Just run it out and try to end the game, play conservative.
A lot of young guns out on the field for South Warren. They're going to hold this thing off. 7:45 left to play. Now they'll run the clock. A couple of younger receivers out on the field as well for the Spartans. 85, Cooper Thomason, the sophomore, lined up out wide. Number 25, Dylan Flair, the sophomore as well, lined up as Purples came either real close to jumping off sides, and they did.
They called it.
Flag is thrown. Another offside penalty on the Purples. They'll send Wilson Morin in for Bowling Green and bring out Ethan Kirkwood. 7 minutes now left in this fourth quarter as the time continues to run down. No play clock currently running on either end of the field. So now Chase Bell under center for the Spartans on the delayed snap. There it is. And again, it looks like, I'm assuming, another offsides.
Yeah, this one's on the Spartans, I believe.
This time, false start for the Spartans. Just a little too quick on the jump off that delayed snap. Again, like we said, a lot of younger guys now in the lineup here with about 6.5 minutes and a clock winding down.
Oh, yeah, they're just anxious to be out there. You know, it's a varsity game. They get to get that ladder.
6:15, clock winding down. It's been a strong performance by the Spartans, who now look to go 4-0 on the season. Another 4-0 in a transition year. In fact, in transition years and moves up in class, the Spartans, for those 3 seasons under head coach Brandon Smith, have won at least their first 7 games in those 2 transition years, and it looks like that trend will continue here tonight against the Purples. Home opener for the Spartans. The whole crowd on the home side of the field, and even, I would say, most on the away side, is still here. Hamp, you mentioned it earlier, the line of fans around the new fence still here as well.
Oh yeah, it's pride on both sides, and I love to see it. Don't leave your boys hanging when they're losing or whatnot. Stay by their side and let them know they still got some support.
The rivalry is still alive regardless of this final score. We'll hope to continue to see this rivalry continue and thrive regardless of what class or district they're in. A strong run here for the Spartans. Past the first down marker. We'll shift the chains for a blowout first down here late. Inside 5 minutes to go here in regulation. 29 on the run there for the Spartans. That's George Kibawa, the sophomore fullback, checking in. Strong run there for him. Now on the snap once again for Bell, waiting to get some Purples rotation of defenders off the field. 4.5 minutes now left in regulation. Running clock is in effect here with 4:27 left and still winding down in regulation. 45-14 Spartans lead. Here's the snap to Bell. Handoff to Kibawa down the right side. Plenty of room to breathe. Gets to the 45. Looks like the 43 before he's knocked out of bounds in Purple's territory.
Kibawa was a nice one, man. He's been making nice moves every time he gets into the game. He takes full advantage every single time. Last week, he took advantage of it and was doing very well.
7-yard run there by Kibawa that time around. And they'll now bring in Walker Summers, a freshman, lining up along the right hip of Chase Bell. Out there as well for the Spartans, number 17, Cole Helton. Some younger young receivers out there as well, 2 to the right side, 1 to the left here for the Spartans as they hand it off. Up the middle is the run, a first down, and then some will shift the chains. Another blowout first down here. 1st and 10 with this young group in for the Spartans and also young group in for the Purples. And as things set here in the next 3 minutes with this running clock in effect, the Spartans are set, Hap, to start their season 4-0, and Purples will drop to 0-4 to start this season.
Man, and as we already know, Purples will bounce back.
Purples bounce back.
The Spartans will fight on, and I hope that they do very well in 6A.
There's a snap to Bell, and off again to a new running back in that slot. It's like number 24. That's Logan Cato, the junior.
When I was a freshman, any chance I got to get in the game, I always made every opportunity out of it like that. I played linebacker, so anytime they said attack cover 3, and I knew I was able to go, I'm going.
You're like, say less. Say no more. Running clock in effect, 2:15 left in this 4th and final quarter here in Sparta. It's a Spartans lead of 45-14. What better way for your home opener to go than with a huge win against your crosstown rivals if you're the Spartans. Here's the snap from Bell. Hands it off on the run. No gain on that play. We get Brock backwards on the run is Colton Lyons, the freshman running back. Seeing a lot of the freshman team guys getting a couple snaps here late.
Oh, yeah, at this point, yeah, let them get some time in. Let them feel that varsity vibe.
Minute 30 left in regulation. 3rd and 4 on the way. For the Spartans, 45-14. Looks like will be your final score unless the Spartans can breach the end zone here in these last 70 seconds. Bell dropping back in the pocket. Here's the handoff again. Another run play up the middle. Finds a gap there. Will be another first down. Brought to you by the Blowout Code. That'll move the chains with now 1 minute left in regulation. The running clock winding down.
These freshmen that are on the field now, these are the ones that are going to take over. A lot of times the freshmen don't get to dress during varsity games, so those that are dressing right now and getting the opportunity to play, these are the future stars right here. Like I said, South Warren, Bowling Green, they don't never have to go out and buy new bullets. They reload.
37 seconds now left on the clock as it's winding down. Here's the snap. And Chase Bell will knee out this game. The 30 seconds remaining on the clock will wind down. And your final score between your South Warren Spartans and their home opener here on their new turf field comes away with a win. Final score, 45-14 over the visiting Bowling Green Purples. Hamp, what a strong performance from the Spartans.
Man, it was exactly the way I thought the Spartans were going to come out, especially after looking at last week's games and some of the things that they were trying and some of the penalties and things that they got. And like we said, they calmed down on the penalties this game right here. They still have some work to do, but the Spartans came out strong. The Purples still kind of young, still have to, get over some of the stuff. Because, again, I seen their head was hanging down, when they were making mistakes. They got to learn to move on to the next play.
Caden York leading the Spartans down the line. Plenty of respect shown from not only the players, but also the coaching staff. Regardless of the final score of this game, the rivalry lives on. But it's the Spartans who come away big in this one. 45-14, your final score as the Spartans march on. 4-0 start to their season. We'll take ourselves a break, and when we come back, we'll give you your final game stats, and we'll look ahead to these teams' seasons going forward as the Purples fall to 0-4. Spartans improve to 4-0. Stay tuned for our post-game show here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back here to your post-game coverage here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp here with you. You saw what can only be described as a dominant march for the Spartans. They came into tonight with their home opener on the line and a new turf field to defend, and they did just that with a final score of 45-14. The Spartans just kept on rolling. A big part of that, of course, those fumble recoveries late in the second half. You saw them through that third quarter, and ultimately is what you see led to 2 more touchdowns that extended that lead. The numbers don't necessarily jump off the board offensively, but those fumble recoveries are what you're going to look back on to make the difference in this game, as well as the unfortunate injuries late for the Purples.
Oh, yeah. The Spartans' defense came out, and any mistakes that the Purple offense made, they capitalized on as much as possible. And those 2 fumbles, the last fumble, it was off of the a miscommunication with the snap. And again, I charged that to a young quarterback, and who's going to take. It's going to take time. It's going to be a process. Next year, he's going to get better. Right now, he's got his head down a little bit, but you got people that's going to have to rally around him and pick him up.
And if anything, for Anthony Davis, I mean, you look back, you mentioned it during the broadcast, Deuce Bailey was in a very similar boat here about 4 years ago. Anthony Davis now is stepping in. It's big shoes to fill when we talk about Deuce Bailey, but it's a long career ahead of Anthony Davis if he sticks it out. We saw what he's capable of. 2 touchdown passes tonight, both through the air, both to Jackson Smith, both really strong passes too. I mean, there was no doubt about those. As a lefty with a great arm, he's going to have plenty of success, not even just in this season, but through the next couple of years of his career.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to calling games and just, being here with him and watching him grow and develop and be able to say, I remember when 4 years ago, but here he is now.
And as we take a look here at your offensive stats from the final of this game, a 45-14 final score for the Spartans. It's 301 total yards and pretty much an even split in both the pass and rush game. And then on the other side for Bowling Green, around 100 passing yards total, only 47 on the ground, 147 yards, give or take total, based on our numbers for the offense from Bowling Green. That leads to your final score for the Spartans, 45-14. Only 2 touchdowns complete for Bowling Green, both from Anthony Davis to Jackson Smith, and both were big gains. The second one that came in the fourth quarter was a 30-yarder. The other one early in the game was 41 yards. So you really got to see, like we were just talking about with Anthony Davis, you really got to see him air out that arm. Man,
and he did a phenomenal job for the situation and everything he was facing. Again, you're facing a tough South Warren defense. They are very tough, and they are very well coached. Again, like we were talking about this game right here and how much it means to each side. They've met 16 times now, 8-8. This is a true rivalry.
It's a true rivalry.
This is a true rivalry. Next year, let's see who wins it.
And I think the only bummer, I think for maybe even for the Purples as well, is that they know that this isn't like last year. You knew last year when they fell at home in a 3-point game that they were going to have a second shot at it. And what they do, they got their piece back.
Yes.
And then not only did they do that, they went on to win that 5A state championship title for back-to-back seasons. And this is just one of those seasons where it's maybe a little bit of a dip year. We saw that with Deuce Bailey in his freshman season, but he still put up great numbers for a freshman quarterback. And you saw what trajectory that then turned on for the Purples. It was upward from there, and I have no doubt that we'll continue to see that. They continue to prove that they have strength in numbers, and we hope that with a couple of injuries that we saw tonight as well, that those guys are going to be okay. It didn't look like anything super serious, but we're hoping that if it's anything, that it's going to be easy, something quick that they can come back from.
Maybe less than a week.
Less than a week.
We're hoping. We're hoping. Because that's the heart of their defense right there. He just keeps it beating and pumping.
And it's so tough. And when you look at that second half, I mean, truthfully, for the Spartans, it was when they really got the offensive rolling. And their ability, both through the air and on the ground, is something that you consistently talk about. But, man, the rush attempts versus pass attempts was such a almost huge difference by comparison, and almost doubled their yards from that initial first half initially to get them over that 300-yard marker. Another 300-yard total offensive performance from the Spartans here tonight. And again, like we mentioned, what better way to start your home opener?
Man, and this is the way you definitely want to do it. With a good win on a new field in front of the whole town, it felt like.
It was a packed house here at South Warren High School. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll name you our player of the game and wrap up our coverage and give you some stuff to look forward to, as well as some other final scores around the region here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Well, we welcome you back to our post-game coverage here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week, and it's time for the moment that we always look forward to end our broadcast, and it's time to crown our player of the game. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Warren RECC, and NCTC is none other than Caden York. If you're watching on our live stream, what a game he had tonight. 12 carries on the ground for a little over 70 yards there, and 2 total touchdowns, 1 in the air, 1 on the ground. Great effort for Caden York, who had also, Hamp, some good plays on defense.
Oh, yeah, he had several plays on defense, several tackles. He's on both sides of the ball. He deserves every bit of what he's getting today.
He's a player you cannot doubt, and when we initially thought that maybe we wouldn't see a whole lot of him tonight, what a great game for him to come in and say, listen, guys, just a little hip soreness. I'm good. I'm good. Come out with a big performance, and he is tonight's player of the game. For your high-speed internet needs, choose NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. It's fast, reliable service with a hometown touch. Congratulations, Caden York. You're tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Warren RECC and NCTC. Looking at some other scores around the region here tonight, of course, here at South Warren, it's a 45-14 final score of the Spartans over the Purple. Some other scores currently around the region at the end of the third quarter between Warren East and Warren Central. It continues to be about 45-44. Warren East leads at the end of 3. Hard County over McLean at the end of the third quarter, 28-12, and a final score between Grayson County and Butler County, a slightly lower scoring one, but a 1-point game, 15-14. Your final score. The Bears missed a game-winning field goal with 41 seconds left. It came down to the wire. Of course, also, we've still got plenty of coverage to go through, Hamp. And next week, we're talking about the Dragons, who are in a close one right now with the Raiders. But next week, we will be in Dragons territory as they host the Ohio County Eagles. Kickoff at 7. Our pregame coverage will start at 6:20. It's Friday Night Lights like you've never seen it before. You can watch on 7 Mountain Sports YouTube. If you're watching our live stream, of course, you can watch at thepointrocks.com or listen in, or the Point Rocks app, or listen on our frequencies on the Point 98.3, 102.7, or 105.3 HD2. We appreciate you all for tuning in with us here tonight. That's going to wrap up our post-game coverage from here at South Warren High School. The season home opener for the Spartans comes up with a big win for the home team. 45-14, your final score. For our entire team, Matthew Clark, our producer, director, Big Hamp, It's always a pleasure, my man.
Always.
Love being out on Friday Night Lights. This is the place to be. Seth Daniel, who was up on top, giving you all the awesome game cam shots. Down on the field, Brandon Jones and our man Andy Morgan back in the studio, making sure we get on the air over the radio waves. I'm Ryan Murphy, wrapping up our coverage tonight. We appreciate you for tuning in. It's a 45-14 final score between the Spartans and the Purples as they roll on to a 4-0 start to your season. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week from Warren Central as they host Ohio County. Good night, everybody.